But there's got to be an additional sense, right, to that there is just another animal nearby, right? Because I've had this. It's so strange what happens with you and a suburban animal because we're both the same creature, right? We're not quite wild. We're softened by the fucking the
civilization,
the environment that we find ourselves in. We're not in the middle of the woods. You're not a bear, Mr. Raccoon or skunk.
Yeah,
and I'm not a bear. I'm just a dude trying to get to work. And you, but we both have an understanding that neither of us really want to be around each other.
Yeah, you stink, and I stink right now as well. We don't want to be around each other.
We don't really want to interact.
We don't want this smoke.
So I've had this happen on multiple occasions where I'll just happen to turn and look in a direction. I don't know if it's a subconscious thing, if your brain recognizes something before you do, and it makes you look. But it's been a bunch of times that I've just happened to turn my head just on a whim for no reason, and it'll be a raccoon. Me and a raccoon stopped. I swear it paused. We both made eye contact with each other. Paused. I looked at it from my front porch. Right, it was down the stairs. It looked me in the eyes. I looked at it, and it just ran. Right. I was like, yeah. I didn't even have to stomp or nothing, or make myself bigger. Right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, one time I'm walking down the street, there's a skunk in a person's front yard. I just happened to turn, look at it. It looks at me. I don't know why I turned and looked, but it was there. I'm setting all this up to say that I think in my bones, I don't know if it has anything to do with the civil rights movement, but
what?
I don't know if it has anything to do with the civil rights movement, but there's a thing in my bones when it comes to strange dogs that are medium to large, right? That are behaving in a way that is not kosher with me getting home without any injuries, right? So I'm walking down my street, this time looking for skunks actively because I don't want to get sprayed by a skunk after a 12-hour shift. I want to go home and enjoy my night. But I see the first thing you'll see if actively looking for skunks at night is you'll see the white stripe on them before you actually see what the animal is. So I saw something black. I saw something black and white behind a very short fence. I'm like, this could be a skunk. I just happened to look. Whatever it was smelling around someone's bushes, right? It stops doing that. I guess after realizing that, after hearing me walking or maybe hearing me stop walking, right? It turns. It looks at me. It is probably an 80-pound husky behind the shortest gate I've ever seen. At 9 o'clock at night, and it's dark as shit. The dog, its immediate reaction on no leash behind the smallest fence of all time is to run full speed up to the fence and bark. I almost shit myself. I was like,
you were almost victim to a fucking dog attack.
First and foremost, right?
You were about to be victim to a Call of Duty fucking a kill streak.
Yeah. First and foremost, this dog. There's no person outside.
Yeah.
This dog is by itself behind the smallest gate of all time. There is a visceral reaction in my body when this happens. I have another dog at night story that I can tell right after this. There's a visceral reaction in my body that's like, okay, it might be time. Certain times I'll like if it's a smaller dog or if the dog isn't actively aggressive, right? The instinct is to freeze. That dog, it was like, oh, we gotta go. Because he is active.
We gotta fucking book it out of here, bro.
Yeah. So it was not a great time. But he just stopped at the gate. Now, if this is a different dog that's maybe been through some traumatic things, it's over, dude. I might not die. I might not be killed by an 80-pound husky, but it's gonna be a bad day. It's gonna be a bad night.
It's gonna be a fight.
Yeah, it's going to be a bad night. My initial reaction, if a dog tried to lunge at me, the thing that always plays in my mind when I'm encountered by a hostile dog is this is a visceral thing. This happens in my mind very quickly. It's like, all right, the first thing I remember is one time I heard on a news report to jam my arm in its mouth, right?
So you just like get ready into that position.
Yeah, you offer the arm up to it, right?
And then you like pull back and then.
So it's going to lunge. The dog is going to lunge at you. You don't want it here. You don't want it around your neck area.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Okay.
So what you do is you jam the forearm and basically hold the forearm in front of you. It'll latch to the forearm.
Now, this is gonna hurt.
This is gonna fucking suck.
But you'd rather it go for your forearm where there's no like vital organs or anything, and it's mostly bone there. It's hard.
Yeah. So this is at least what I learned about like pit bulls, because my grandfather had pit bulls. Mm-hmm. So if a pit bull latches onto you, a pit bull is gonna lock. It's gonna bite. It's gonna lock, and it's gonna do like that.
It's gonna fucking try and get a chunk out of you.
Yeah, but it's not gonna let go. Is what I'm saying. So if it bites your neck, it's gonna choke you to death. But if it grabs your arm, it's gonna fucking suck. It might break your arm, right?
Yeah, the bite force on pit bulls is pretty high.
Right. So this is what I'm letting you know what would happen. Like in my mind, a combat situation that has run multiple times when confronted by hostile dogs in the hood.
Did you just have that? Did you just have that like little reaction upstairs when the dog charged?
Yeah, when a little Chihuahua, it's always like okay, so. Rational. First of all, that's a small dog.
That is a very small dog.
I was gonna kick that dog. Like I have to talk myself out of it, right? Because it's very small. So if it really tried to come and nip at me, it wouldn't really hurt that bad. Mm-hmm. But I have to talk about this is someone's pet. You can't kick a dog. You can't just kick a dog. That comes with penalty. Even if especially a tiny dog, right? Yeah. If it's a big dog, I don't think anybody would the owner would be upset, but I think people would understand if a giant dog tried to.
If a pit bull came and started trying to maul you, people would understand you fucking hurting it.
Yeah, but that little Chihuahua, I'm 10 times its size.
You could punt kick it to a fucking field goal.
I could severely hurt that dog very easily, right?
Yeah.
So, but with bigger dogs, the idea of having, I don't know if this is all big dogs, but my idea is if it's a pit bull or something that locks on and it wants to hold you, right?
Let it hold onto your forearm.
Let it hold. Let it hold. Just try to do what you can. Do the damage.
Get a knife.
It would be nice if you had a knife, but you're probably not. And then I doubt even if you had a knife that you'd be accurate enough to hit it, because it'll be fucking moving. You'll be moving. You probably hit yourself.
And then also you have the wherewithal to remember, oh, I have a knife.
Yeah, like you're not doing that. Especially, I mean, I don't have a knife. So it's like I'm just going to get fucked up until somebody hears me yelling. Right?
Yeah.
And comes and either gets this dog off of me, right? Or maybe, I mean, I don't know if I'm strong enough to overpower a dog. I imagine most dogs, especially of greater size, are stronger than I am. I've been getting it in the gym, dude.
But have you seen pit bulls?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. They're actively muscle.
Yeah.
So I don't think I could overpower. I'm a very large individual. An 80-pound husky, I might be able to get him.
Yeah.
I might be able to, like, if he grabs onto me, I might be able to fucking pin him.
Pry his jaw open.
No, definitely not. I might be able to get behind his neck and pin him to the ground. Right? But other than that, I'm not in a good position.
So it's either up to with you getting him off naturally by just like doing enough damage where he's like, all right, I'm letting go now. Someone else coming to help you, maybe the owner, just like
calling him off.
Or 3, the police officer decides you're the aggressor and starts shooting at you.
Shoots me to death, but hopefully hits the dog first.
Actually, you know what? With pit bulls, it's a toss-up. They're the black people of the dog community.
He might just shoot us both to be safe.
Yeah,
like, make sure that
listen. Snapshot decision, man. I feared for my life. I had to make a decision on the spot, and I shot both of them.
I have a pit bull story, actually.
Oh.
So, like I said, my grandfather.
Before we go any further, though.
Welcome
back to the Not So Pop podcast.
Welcome to Dog Watchers,
Welcome to Dog Watch.
Human the Dog Hunter.
Human the Dog Hunter.
Human the Dog Hunter.
Oh, boy. I'm your host, Lucas, joined by my co-host.
Human the Dog Hunter.
Today's Human the Dog Hunter.
Human the Dog Stopper.
You're just a fucking pound.
I'm
you know?
I'm fucking anti-PETA, bro. Is this a gamer chair?
That's my old chair.
Why is there just a gamer chair down there?
It's my old chair.
Why am I not sitting in it already?
You can if you want, actually. No, I should have taken. Actually, you know what? I prefer this seat to that one. I prefer it. I
think I'll stay here. I'll trust your judgment.
You know, you can try it out. That's the chair I had upstairs. You can try it out.
Go ahead. You just do the intro. Finish the intro.
I already did.
Well, okay, then just fill the air while I go to this chair.
I mean, just try it out. I mean, you probably like yell loud enough to where it's like, you can be picked up on the mic.
I could probably be picked up, but it'll be horrible. Hey, I'm back.
How's it feel? No lumbar support whatsoever.
No lumbar support, and it's hard on my balls.
Yeah.
This is a sucky chair, dude.
This
I see why
sucks.
it's in the basement.
Yeah.
Where
You
is
see
it?
why I threw it down? We got a new chair upstairs.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
is it nice?
It's very nice.
I have a chair at
It
home.
belongs to rich people.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, is that rich lady still giving your partner?
Not the
money?
rich lady.
Different rich people?
Yeah. So listen, when you're working things like landscaping and like walking dogs, you meet a lot of rich people, and those rich people tend to like you.
They like, they
So-
get their
so-
good deed out the way by helping a poor.
Yeah. So my brother is just like I guess we're just like doing work for like a client, and like the client was trying to get rid of some shit, and so you want any of this?
Nice.
Yeah. So we got okay. First of all, he actually talked about this, but I'll get into that later.
Okay. Landscaping, would that be their trigger word?
Yeah.
Okay. Would that be your fucking switch word that
That'll be
turns
my
you
switch. Yeah, that'll be my little switch. But let's get into your story there.
on? Okay, then we'll get to the more important person story, and then we'll get to your
Yeah, the little side story, the filler. You
yeah,
know?
you're going to
I know my
lowly.
place. Listen. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad. Sometimes
you know your role.
Yeah, I
you
know my role here.
You-
I listen. I'm dead air eliminator. All right, that's what I do.
You're a valued member of the team.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd hope so. I'm
I
half the
think-
member of the team.
Yeah,
I'm
right?
half the
Imagine
team.
there's two people here.
Yeah.
You're one of them. All right. We got. Okay, so I have a pit bull story.
Yeah.
Now I know I said my granddad raised pit bulls. He had a bunch of them,
Yeah.
but not this one. This isn't this. This is a few months ago. I'm still working at the Home Depot. It's now, if the other story happened at 5 a.m, it's now like 5:50 in the morning, right? And I'm about to walk into work. I'm on a side street right before I get to that main highway, right? I see a man at the end of the street holding a dog on a leash. It's a black man, right? There's also something that I got to talk about. This is what I think is the civil rights movement. When I see a white person with a big dog, I don't care where I am.
You are on guard.
I'm telling you, there's a feeling in my bones that sees a white man with a leash and a big dog at the end of that leash that goes, just take your time. I'm analyzing every situation. It's like, I look at the guy, I'm like, this man is just drinking some Starbucks, picking up his dog shit. I look at the dog's body language. This dog is not very aggressive. He doesn't even seem to acknowledge that I'm there. I don't think
This
he
dog
cares.
is shitting and fucking peeing at the same time. He's living the life while having the white man pick up his shit. Oh, bro.
Honestly, the dog's a revolutionary.
Yeah.
But there's always a part of me that's like, I'll let them walk ahead. I don't want the white man with the dog on the leash. It's totally irrational because it's 10 o'clock. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning. The man is minding his own business, just looking at his phone, like scrolling down Twitter. But in my mind, I'm on high alert. Either I have a phobia of dogs that I don't know, that I don't acknowledge, or civil rights movement. So the fucking, I'm walking down the street. There's a man down the street with a dog on the leash. He has a pit bull on a leash.
Yeah.
Pit bulls, I like pit bulls. One of my ex-girlfriends had a pit bull, and the dog loved me. Right? They're big. They're little love monsters.
Velvet hippos, as it were.
Yeah, like they're little balls of love, right? If they're raised correctly. I see the man with one on a leash, so I'm always a little hesitant because propaganda, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just make sure that this is a cool pit bull. Out the corner of my eye, this is again that sixth sense that just knows when there's an animal around, right? I see a shadowy four-legged thing behind a car smelling around. There's a second pit bull. It comes from behind a car and it runs up to me. Now, this one, it didn't trigger like a fight response from me. I stopped. I didn't want to do anything that it perceived as like a threat, right? Or I didn't want to make any like big movements and scare it, right? So I stopped. It came up to me. It didn't bark or anything. I like real quickly, because my grandfather raised pit bulls. I have a little thing where I can read their body language. I know when a dog is about to be fucking mean.
You had to quickly analyze the situation.
Yeah, because it's like
Is this the attack run or is this the give me love run?
Yeah, it was a curiosity run. It ran up to me and it was like, doing a little dog thing, just smelling around. I was like, hey, buddy. Right? I put my hand out, let it smell me, right? Let it get his thing going. It's like, oh, right? And the guy from down, he's like, my bad. I was like, yo, this is your dog, sir? He's like, yeah, my bad, I'm coming. Right? He comes with the other one on the leash, and then he walks that one.
Did you let him know, hey, yo, your dog almost gave me a fucking heart attack?
No, I was just like, yo, he could probably hear it in my voice. He started apologizing immediately. I imagine he's like,
no worries.
Yeah, I was like, no. So he's like, he takes it, and he goes, right? I'm like, okay. So I walk past, I keep going, and you're thinking this is the end of the story. I just have the daylight scared out of me. But no, I'm fine. I'm walking, and then I get to the corner of the street. And again, this is that sixth sense that there's an animal. This time, it's you're being watched because I stop on the corner waiting for, to see if there's traffic. And I just happen to turn just a little more than I would to just see the traffic. And there is a third pit bull off of the leash, no leash, just standing in the dark, just watching me walk past. Right?
It's like Satan.
I'm like, holy shit. The only thing I could think was is how fucked up is that second?
I hate to interrupt the story there, but I think we just have to acknowledge it. Someone from upstairs literally just opened the door, threw a cardboard box down the stairs, and then turned off the lights, and then went back.
Based.
I
was like, how fucked up is the second pit bull that it's the only one on the leash?
Oh, the one that guy had?
Yeah, there's three dogs in the scenario.
Yeah.
The friendly one, the silent watcher, and the one on the leash. He had one out of 3 pit bulls on a leash. What kind of fucking maniac is that one on the leash?
Imagine if you just let it go and he's like, attack.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, something is wrong, bro. The fucking math is fucked up. All right?
The silent watcher.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Was he across the fucking road?
No. So let me paint the picture for you. This is a very narrow road, right? No dividing lines. It's a one-way. It's just very narrow. There's houses on both sides. There was the third pit bull came from the right side. There was the man was standing in the middle of the road holding the leash, right? With the second one. The third one was on the left side in the grass. It was standing on a tree stump, and it was just standing there.
He was surveying all he owned, all that was his.
It didn't bark. It didn't come up to me like the first one did. It didn't do anything. It just watched.
He was perceiving you, trying to make sure you weren't a threat.
That
scaring the living daylights out of you at the same time.
That shit was crazy, bro. No, what is going on? Put your dog on a damn leash. If you have a little dog, the little dog doesn't have to be on a leash. Even if it bites someone, it's just going to break the skin, right? It's not going to hurt anyone. Yeah. But if you have these big dogs, you don't know what could happen. First of all, a person could just have a panic response and boot that nigga.
Yeah.
Do critical damage, right? Just hurt him really bad. Break a rib or something, right? You could have a person who is crazy.
And just go up and start maybe shoot the dog or stab the dog because they felt unsafe.
Exactly. You can have a crazy person just kill your dog. And you can't even get mad. Why the fuck is this 100-pound dog off the leash?
That's fair enough.
That's what I'm saying.
It's no matter how well trained your dog is, you can't really account for other people's reactions to your dog, especially if they're bigger.
Yeah.
Could panic. Could fucking start fucking put in a German suplex and be like, ah,
Yeah, you have somebody just fucking put them in a dope fiend, bro. Yeah. Put your dog on a damn leash. That's, you know what? A human dog hunter says, that's my message to the youth. Put your dog on a
fucking leash. Please.
Please, for my sake. I don't want to shit myself in public. I don't want to fucking relive Birmingham, Alabama every time I see a white guy walk down the street.
They use German Shepherds, they didn't use pit bulls.
That's true. They use the fucking white people of dogs.
That's the golden retriever.
Oh, okay.
No, or is that the himbo of dogs?
That is the himbo of dogs. The golden retriever is the himbo of dogs. That's the blonde hair, blue eyes of dogs. Yeah. Surfer bro almost.
Yeah. You look at those eyes; they are vacant, but they are happy.
Exactly. The German Shepherd is the cop of dogs.
Yeah.
it's the
Blue Lives Matter.
Yeah, it's the Blue Lives Matter. The Blue Lives Matter of dogs. It's the. I'm watching you. Of dogs.
It's the pulling up to you, stopping the cop car, not really getting out, but it's just and then you move and then it moves of fucking dogs.
Yeah, it slowly drives past your house.
Yeah,
and makes eye contact with you when you're sitting on your porch. Of dogs.
The pit bull.
He might be Mexican or black. I don't know. He's definitely a minority. And I don't know why that one pit bull was Batman, but
he was just sitting on a tree stump.
But he wasn't sitting; he was standing.
He was like fucking
at attention.
Oh, he was like.
I feel like the guy has trained his dogs. That guy. Well, first of all, he has 3 pit bulls.
You think he's done each one to do something different?
I don't know if that's the case, if they have tasks, but I think they are. For one, they gotta be fucking. I think the issue with the husky on my block is that I don't think the husky was properly socialized.
Mm-hmm. So whenever it sees someone, it gets too excited and just like starts like or.
Not well excited, yes, but not in a good way. It becomes defensive immediately. So it's like it immediately starts barking. It has a defensive response, right? It's not like the pit bull that came in was curious of me. It's immediately aggressive, right? It charges and it was. My uncle had an experience with that same dog. It was just like growling at his feet. Like it ran up to him barking. It stopped in front of him and started growling at his feet. I don't know what that means. I'm not a dogcologist. I don't know particularly what that behavior means. It means
we can derive at least one thing. It was trained to respect that barrier.
Maybe.
Because it hasn't gone past the fence.
No. That time it came up to him. Mm-hmm. It was outside of the fence.
It was outside of the fence. It came up to him.
For me, it stopped at the fence.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know if it was properly. So I think it might be scared of people. Maybe the person that owns it is fucking mean to it. I don't know.
Maybe he was held too much as a kid.
Maybe. I'm making assumptions.
Yes.
The guy with the pit bulls, I imagine these are well-trained dogs because for one was just curious and loving, which a lot of dogs are. Yeah. Right? The one on the leash didn't even acknowledge my existence. Mm-hmm. And the silent watcher just silently watched.
He might be the oldest.
Maybe. And he must have trusted it enough because, again, he had
leashes.
One on a leash. That one has to be a serial killer.
Or it's got to be super young and he's still training it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So I trust that guy. I trust the guy who trusts his dogs.
Yeah.
All right. But that fucking asshole that has that husky, because for one, my uncle got into an argument with the guy. He's like, hey, can you come get your dog? And the guy was like, what? He's like, what do you say? Like, he's trying to like start an issue. He's like, come get your fucking dog, bro. He's like, who the fuck are you talking to? Brother, my brother in Christ. Get the dog, man.
Please.
What's the matter with you?
He scares people.
Yeah, man. Fucking meanie.
You're going to hear it from somebody. It's going to be from you now.
Yeah. Somebody's going to hurt him.
I don't know how well trained your dog is, but listen, he either could hurt someone or someone could hurt him.
Exactly.
But you're a rational ass.
Oh, bro, it immediately goes into. I go into survival mode immediately. I'm telling you, it's got to be the civil rights movement.
The civil rights.
It's got to be the civil rights movement. It's got to be like passed down. Like this is how you survive through like genetic code. Like you ever heard about like those animals? It'll be like, yeah, man. So we fucking electrocuted mice every time they fucking touched their nuts.
So now they don't masturbate.
And now their children don't masturbate. And we never shocked them.
We implanted genetic messages into their greater subconsciousness.
We're getting real Joe Rogan. You never heard about this?
No.
Jamie, pull that shit up. We never heard about this. This is a real thing. I believe I forget exactly the details. Either they were shocking the mice or they were scaring them. Mm-hmm. Right? They
taught them fear.
Oh, there was a sound. They would play a sound and then shock them. Right? They would play a sound and then shock them. Yeah. So the sound became associated with the shock. Mm-hmm. Right? And then the children, the next generation of those mice who had never been shocked before, they played the sound and they responded with a fear response.
Were they around the adults?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a learned behavior or if it's whatever.
Because I would imagine if they were like completely separate, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Second of all, if they're around the parents, I'm pretty sure the parents might have taught them, hey, this sound means danger.
Maybe.
You know?
Yeah. We gotta find out, but we're not gonna find out, and
No,
nobody's gonna
leave it up in
Google
the
it.
air. That's
And
weird.
it shit probably was not, and it probably had nothing to do with that. The study I probably heard or read was probably just like, "Yo, we fuck mice." we fucked mice for 3 generations, and here's our findings.
We instilled the fear of God into mice.
I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
We can't do it to people.
Nah, you could.
But if we but here no. Here's the thing, right? Legally, we can't. But if we could, we would.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. What were we talking about?
I have no
I
idea.
feel like that was a lot into fucking almost being attacked by dogs in the middle of the night.
That was good.
What happened this week?
Not much. You want me to tell you my little story?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my little
Landscaping.
So my brother's a landscaper. He does jobs for various clients. One of these clients, I'm guessing, was trying to get rid of a bunch of shit that they didn't really need. And they asked him, "You want any of this?" And he just happened to, have access to the company truck.
Oh, so he just threw a bunch of stuff in there.
Yeah, and he sent me a text. "Yo, you want this chair?" And then I looked at it. I was like, so he sent me the message. "Do you want a chair?" He was like, "What type of chair?" And then he sent me a picture that didn't respond to that, but he took the chair anyway.
Good brother.
Good brother, yeah, he just took it anyway. It's a good chair. So
I would say, fuck you. I'm not lifting this thing up. Can't even give me a why.
Okay, so he got that chair, right? He got an office chair, nice and cushy. He also got a bunch of pool cues. We don't have a pool table. We don't play pool, but now we have a bunch of pool cues.
Why?
I don't know.
You guys gonna start breaking people's kneecaps?
Yeah, sometimes you gotta go after the money.
That's what I'm saying.
You gotta go after the money.
Just break it over someone's head.
Yeah, it's fucking wrestling. You got a bunch of old wine.
Oh,
That's over there in the corner. I forget where the fuck he put it.
you guys getting crunk.
Yeah. I told him, "Yo, you should try it," and then everyone else was like, "No,
Why?
we don't trust that shit." But it's nice to have. Look how old this vintage is.
Wait.
So this wine is from the 1980s.
The 1980s.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was looking at the labels. They're from the 1980s.
Okay.
One of them had the cork. It's just like what was cracked, so that one's probably bad.
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of them we just do not want to taste. But it's nice to have as decoration.
Yeah, I guess so.
But but the minute you open it up and you try and taste it, that's when you die.
How so?
Because it's like it might have spoiled, rotten, it might have not held up to aging, it might be too alcohol. I don't. Various reasons. Or maybe it releases a curse of fucking
It fucking releases bad juju.
It releases bad juju.
And then everything just your furniture starts floating. You fucking start throwing up out your ass.
Yeah.
It's just bad.
It's just annoying to deal with. We gotta get the fucking priest in here.
Yeah. And then he starts fucking you because he's like, oh, the young boys.
Young boys.
Yeah, it's just not a great time.
What else did we fucking get? The wine. We got a bug zapper. A whole bunch of shelves.
Shelves?
Metal shelves. Just store.
Oh, shelves.
Yeah. That's for the boss. I guess he wanted that. And that's it.
All right.
Yeah.
You know what the Bible says?
What?
The rich have to give away their possessions, or your children will be fucked in the ass by a priest.
So says God.
Exactly.
So really, the Catholic Church is really like
they're doing God's work.
They're doing God's work, but
by fucking those little boys. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead. Say it.
Oh boy, I'm too strong. I'm too strong.
Not strong enough. You can't finish the
God's
deal.
work by fucking this little boy at the end.
There you go. There you go.
Gotta get my Alex Jones out.
Oh yeah. That's fun.
That's fun.
I'm start doing that during sex. Just the whole time.
You ever dance during sex?
No. Sex is serious business. And there's no time to sashay.
There's no time to sashay? Try it.
Why did you Okay.
Try it.
Have you been dancing during sex, Lucas? Is this me asking? Is this in a way to get me to ask you so you can finally come clean?
So you know the sample from Kanye West's hit album Jesus is King, the song Water?
No, I don't know the sample. Why don't you tell me?
Oh well, it's got a very nice, just like little funky music.
That's how it goes. That's exactly how it sounds.
And I was just like going along to it. You know.
So
This
while
is the part we stay quiet.
so while in the throes of heavy passion,
Yes.
you were obviously having sex to music, which
Yes.
we can have a whole separate conversation about. You were so enthralled in the heat of the moment that you began to sway. You did that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you did
With
what
my
I
hips.
could. Oh, okay. But also with
And
the
also
arms.
the arm movements, yes.
Okay, so you're okay. Let me try to paint the picture for the people that are
If
listening.
you want me to do it like really clearly, hold on.
Okay, so you're doing what I can only describe as like energy transference from left to right. It looks like what would happen before you shot a laser out of your belly button
Yeah.
and destroyed half the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine there was another person involved here.
No, I was fucking myself, Ernest.
I mean, with the dexterity that you just displayed,
It's possible.
it's possible.
It's
that
possible.
You were.
Listen, I become completely and utterly. I become asexual. I only please myself. I cannot please others.
I don't know if that's what that means.
Shush.
All right, we have Ace Ventura.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's funny because Ace, that's short
Asexual
for-
Ventura.
Yeah, that's you see that's. So we have. So I imagine there's another person here.
I need you to try this.
I'm not.
I need you to try it, Ernest,
Why?
because it works.
First of all, I can't have sex to music.
No?
I don't know what it is.
Why?
Throws me
It's
off.
so serious. It's serious business.
It's not that it's serious
It's
business.
serious business. Can't fuck to music. It's serious business.
It's not serious business. Like I'll laugh
It
at
gets
it.
in the way of your rhythm, doesn't it?
I'll laugh at a stray fart, right? But it's because I don't know what it is. It's just not my jam, dude. First of all, I'm not going to hear it.
The fart?
No, I'm going to hear the fart. I'm going to hear the fart. I'm going to stop. I'm going to look you deep in your eyes, like I know it was you.
You know it's the other person. It's never you.
Sometimes it's me, but if it's me, we don't acknowledge it.
No, why not? It's funny.
But if it's you, we're going to acknowledge it. Because I can never be sure, right? Because you can have a stray fart, right, during sex, but it's never quite sure. I'm never quite sure if the other person heard it or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm the one that hears the fart and it didn't slip out of my ass, like I know for a fact we both know that happened.
You're not getting away that easy.
You're not
no,
getting
no.
away that easy.
No.
We're gonna have a very quick discussion.
What?
Just look them in
We're
the.
gonna fucking have a discussion. And it's just like a little like, hey, why would you do that? Why did you hold that in for just a little bit longer while I'm fucking pounding your guts?
I'm gonna look at you like, huh? And then there's gonna be a quick laugh. And then we're right back to Pound Town.
Serious
man.
business.
Back to serious business.
No music, no smiling, nothing.
But apparently, I have had sex to music before because I've had a discussion with someone about a time that we had sex to Redbone by Childish Gambino, which has kind of soiled the song for me. Because now when I hear the song, I think of being told this because I had no memory of it.
It just sort of cut. So, okay. Oh, all right. So now we've got like the perfect tool here. Whenever we want you to forget about sex, there's like a specific instance of it. Just play a song and then we'll remind you later. And then you'll just forget about it completely.
No, it's not that. That will do the opposite. So I had completely forgotten about the sexual encounter in question. So all I remember when I hear Redbone by Childish Gambino now is being told, right, about the throes of passion that I was involved with while that song played. It's a good choice, I think. But this becomes my issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have no recollection of having sex ever to Redbone by Childish Gambino. Never. Apparently, it was a great time, but I have no.
We gotta get you to dance, Ernest.
I have no
we
memory
gotta
of
get
it.
you to dance to Redbone by Childish Gambino during sex.
So I can like stop disassociating the whole time.
Yes.
Damn.
This is your intervention.
Damn. This is my intervention to start fucking the music.
Yes.
Can I pick this? Can I pick the music?
No.
Damn.
It is just it is a playlist of my choosing.
Oh, that stinks. So I can't. And dude, this is about to be okay. So I'm about to hype this up. This is about to be the greatest transition in podcast history.
Yeah.
So it can't be "Till We Cry Together" by Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar dropped an album this week.
Enough best transition. We acknowledge the transition. Look me in the eyes deeply, and then we transition
from having sex to music of your choosing, which I imagine is just the Street Fighter 3, the Street Fighter Third Strike soundtrack. To
I'll have you know, it's the Street Fighter 2 Turbo soundtrack.
There we go. To Kendrick Lamar, the critically acclaimed singer, the Grammy nom winner for Kendrick Lamar,
Rappist,
the rapist, the greatest rappist alive. Kendrick Lamar has dropped an album.
What do we think of it? What do you think of it? Let's go. Whose thoughts do we go off of first here?
I think we could go off of either's. If you want me to start, we can
This
start.
is album of the year. We have a whole half a year left. But this is so far album of the year.
Did CLB and Donda drop this year, or was that last year?
That was last year.
Okay.
That was last year, end of summer.
Okay. Yeah, I actually don't know another album that dropped this year. Future.
Future.
I haven't listened.
Yeah,
to
people listening to fucking Puffin' on Zooties.
Whatever the hell.
I have no idea. I went out of my way to listen to it. It is not for me. It is not for me.
It's Future, man.
It's Future. He told you get the money counter, but he is not your savior.
See, and name drop, dude. I'm surprised Future wasn't on his album.
People were also surprised that Drake wasn't on the album.
I'm not. That makes perfect sense to me.
Does Kendrick Lamar not like Drake?
They had a little tiff.
They
had a little tiff. But I think they're all right. But then he also called him fatherless on his album, so I don't know.
Did he? Did he? I'm looking at him. No, okay, we're going to fight on this. I looked at the fucking quote. The people say, oh, he calling him fatherless? And I'm like.
He didn't call him fatherless.
No, he's like, yeah, no. He calling them like mature and grown.
Yeah, but it's just funny that it was on a song about being fatherless. Hey, nigga, you did not have a father figure. How the fuck are you friends with that nigga? That's tough. You're saying album of the year.
I'm saying solid album of the year contender right now.
So when I listened to it on the brisk, was that Friday morning?
Mm-hmm.
I listened to it. I was hyped for it.
Mm-hmm.
I was excited. I was like, finally, after 5 years, new Kendrick Lamar. I'm a huge Kendrick Lamar fan. I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You heard Kodak Black.
No, not even that. I'm like, this is going to be, I can't wait. I'm like a kid on Christmas. I woke up early Friday morning. Before anybody woke up in the house, I had my headphones on. I had a coffee, and I was finally listening to this album that I was waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to let you know, my first listen, biased as shit.
Mm-hmm.
I thought every song sounded amazing. I listened to it all in one go.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole hour, 18 minutes of it.
Mm-hmm.
Listened to it all in one go. I just kind of experienced it. I didn't know what song was playing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It flows. The album flows.
It's an experience.
Yeah, the album flows very well.
Yeah.
From song to song. So, like, the album ended, and it started, like, you know how Spotify just play, like, a random fucking song after
You were
that?
just caught off guard by that.
Yeah, I was like, Stan, what the hell? I'm like, oh, that can't be right. Maybe something went wrong. I was like, oh, the album's over. My initial listen, it was amazing. There were some times that I was actively emoting, which is hard. I was like making faces in real life. You know when you'll hear something and you'll think to yourself, damn, that's crazy. Right? Like my face, now mind you, everyone in the house is asleep. I'm just in my house. What? what? Or I'm like making the this nigga is rapping face, you know?
Yeah,
Or like, ooh,
this is real rap.
or ooh, this beat is fine. I'm just nodding along, you know. I'm doing the whole thing, and then there'll be certain songs will come on. We're gonna talk about a few in particular.
Yeah.
Right. First, I'm gonna start with the songs that I liked.
Yeah.
That I liked a fair bit, and you can do the same or comment on these same ones as well. So, one of the songs I liked on my initial listen was "Rich Spirit." I really liked "Rich Spirit" for some reason.
For that one, I'll tell you what. The middle of the album, I was sort of a little out of it. On first listen through, I was like, yeah, but like it picks up like for me. Father Time.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Father Time is good. It's also I'm pretty sure it hits hard for you.
As a fatherless nigga yourself, I imagine that you identified quite a bit with that song.
Crown. Hit different.
I don't even remember what that one sounds like.
I'll play it for you in a second here. Like first, what I want to do is I want to start from the beginning. Album starts off strong.
Okay.
United in Grief is great.
Which one is that? Is that the title?
That's the first song.
Not the title.
That's the first song.
The intro.
Yeah.
Okay.
It starts off strong. That's some real rapidy rap ass shit right there.
Yeah.
And also it's like
the bars were flowing. Man.
Yeah, and it's like super like jazzy and funk. It's like I'm not gonna say funky. It's not funky. It's jazzy.
Mm-hmm. That's some Kendrick shit.
Like that song hit all the right notes for me. Jazzy. You know, like that fucking little downstep from like major minors and stuff. It's like, oh, this is my shit.
Right.
This is my shit. N95 I didn't really like.
I liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah. It's in like a similar vein. So Kendrick has a few costumes, I'd say, right? When it comes to like the subgenres of rap that he'll play in. N95 is more like something that it sounds more like how he was experimenting with Damn. Like Damn had a lot more quote unquote
Trappy.
Trap sounds, right? It had like those more upbeat, right, beats and the short like, okay, how do I explain this? So like the bar construction would be very short and fast paced, right? So short setup, short punchline, right? It's just fast. Like it's hitting you fast.
It's fast, it's energetic.
Yeah. So that's the sound that he mostly on Damn, you'll hear a lot of that, a lot more than you would hear in his earlier work, right? So N95 feels like more of that flavor of Kendrick Lamar's sound, right? And then so I liked it because honestly, there's some songs like I like more upbeat songs from him sometimes. They're hit or miss for me, but N95 I liked.
Yeah. For me, mostly I don't really, which is why I said when I was listening to Future's new album, I was just sort of skipping through songs, and then I got to puffing on duties to listen to what everyone was fucking talking about, and then I listened to like 20 seconds of it, and I was like, oh, this is not for me.
Right.
So I sort of disregarded the album because I don't like trap sounds.
Right.
Trap is not for me. Then Worldwide Steppers.
That's the one that's kind of like an interlude, right?
Sorta. Like
it's
the beat is like real, just like fucking like it's sort of. It's a strange, interesting beat.
Right.
I'll play a little bit for reference here.
You might want to pause the. Probably not going to sound good on it.
So that's an interesting beat.
It's back on.
Yeah, it's back on.
And we're back.
Yeah. So that's an interesting beat. It's like sort of. It's a strange. I think it's a strange time. We're getting into music theory shit that I have absolutely no idea about. But
Me neither. But let's talk about it.
It's an interesting beat. It's a strange time signature. I think maybe.
It's probably still 4/4.
Maybe. This is let's get back to where we're going.
Yeah, it's 4/4. It's doom 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 doom. Yeah, it's just like there's a beat on every well, you should probably talk because I'm I'm trying to hear the song in my head.
Boom 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 boom.
Yeah, it's weird. It's almost anxiety inducing. I think on purpose. It feels almost like a
because it feels like it's trying to resolve.
What do you mean?
Like it's like so it's going da 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 da.
maybe. But I was saying that it feels like something you would hear in like a build up to a like in a horror movie. You know how they have a build up to the jump scare. It feels like something that you would hear in a situation like that where it's weird and it's making you uncomfortable on purpose. Is what I got from it.
The emphasis is on is on strange beats.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's an interesting one, right there. Also, it's the first time we hear Kodak Black.
Right.
Does he have a bar on that?
No, he's just in the intro part, the skit. He doesn't actually rap on that.
My
one.
name Kodak Black, but when you see me, I'm white.
He doesn't say that stuff.
He does not say
that
stuff on this album. But there's a song called Kodak White.
He's Kodak Black in this.
Kodak Black.
He's Kodak Black in this one.
Yeah, he's Kodak Black.
Yeah. So I mean, he doesn't have a verse on this song. His verse doesn't come until Silent Hill, which I don't think is yet. I think that's later. That's later in the album. So we have Die Hard, which I don't even remember.
Neither do I. So I guess that says something about the song. Let's I'm gonna pause the recording real quick, and then we're gonna like quick listen to like 30 seconds of it, and then come back. Hold on. We're back.
All right. So that feels like a song I've heard 100 times. Kind of poppy, kind of like the quote unquote like girl record that every rap album has to have, where it's like something softer, more like pop sounding. Right.
We're also not paying attention to the lyrics much here.
I don't think there's much of an emphasis on them.
I
don't think there's much of an emphasis here.
I feel like at some point we have to look at the lyrics for every single song. At some point, we have to see what they're talking, what he's talking about. Because with Kendrick albums, there's normally like a motif for the album. You know?
Maybe yeah.
For this one, the overall motif was him like, I saw it was like him like going to therapy for his sex addiction.
And it's a lot of bearing him. Like, if I had to say without reading anything that anyone said, what I gathered from when I listened to it, a lot of the themes of the songs are, here's a thing that's been in me, right? That is something shameful. That if I were to share it with people, they may look at me differently. And here is me bearing them to the world.
Yeah.
That's what I got from a lot of the songs, right? It's like stuff that is hard to talk about because it's mostly because of the way that you'll be perceived after you say them.
Yeah.
Like things that are wrapped in shame that people just will not speak about.
Yeah, this is like your subconscious shit, like stuff you grew up with.
Yeah.
Speaking of stuff you grew up with, the next song on the album.
Oh yeah,
Father Time.
Fatherless Time.
Is it Fatherless Time?
No, it's Father Time.
Father Time.
I like this one a lot. The messaging is one that I can relate to. Being it's a conversation that I feel like is starting to be had more and more, but it's one of those things that can easily be swept to the side. Because honestly, the people who it's affecting, maybe you're not the first in line to get your issues looked at, right?
Yeah.
Because at least in society, right? Because right now there are more pressing issues. It's the age old debate, right? It's like when minorities are going through something, if fucking white guys go like, oh yeah, we have this thing that's going on, right? That's like completely legitimate, right? Like, we'll get to you. I feel like that's where this conversation ends up a lot, right? Like maybe you can speak to it as well, but as a black man, right? When I was growing up, right? When he has lines on the song where he's saying how his father, I can't remember them bar for bar right now. If you can look at the lyrics and see in ballpark where I'm talking about, he has a line where he's saying that it's his mother. It's his mother speaking from his mother's perspective. He says that boy is exhausted, right? And the father's response is, okay, but if he quits now, right? If he quits now, it's gonna set him up to be a loser in life, right? Or a bitch in life, right? Which is a sentiment that in my household was very much so there, right? I was a small child. If I cried, it's immediately met with an energy like, like, shut up. Like, there's no reason for you to be doing this, right? The moment, and it really makes you cagey. It's like when with my father around, if I wasn't, there were two emotions that I was allowed to express in the house. It was anger and being content. It's either nothing's wrong or you're allowed to be angry, right? Because I think being angry wasn't seen as being weak, right? But if you're crying, right, or if you're expressing something that can be seen as fallible or seen as like, oh, you're being a bitch right now, right? It's immediately shut down. Fuck are you doing that for? Fuck is your problem? You want me to give you something to cry for? Right? that one right
that's
there.
A classic.
That shit is horrible, bro. Yeah. That's a horrible thing to say to someone.
Yeah.
Instead, like there were plenty of times where if I was crying for any reason, it's like, shut the fuck up. It wasn't met with comforting or anything or with love at all. It was met with aggression, right? So what this does is you get a man now who is 22, about to turn 23, who does not cry.
And also, let's talk about that opening line. You really need some therapy. And then...
Wait, hold on.
Exactly.
You really need some therapy. Real niggas need no therapy. Fuck you talking about? That is a conversation that I have also had, where someone who doesn't come from an environment you've come from, and that doesn't mean that they're not that has nothing to do with race or anything. I'm just saying maybe they just have someone who was allowed to express their emotions at home, right? They'll look at you like, bro, like you really gotta talk to somebody about this stuff. And it's like, and that hits my ears as, what would be the point? When things were hard for me growing up, it was figure it the fuck out. Because if I come to my parents at all, right, either I go to my mother, right, who's having her own things going on, right? My mother was very, this is probably gonna be a lot. Just fair warning. My mother was not very emotionally available. She was battled severe depression for a long time. So when I was coming up, when I would go to her for stuff, I was often met with a pushing away because she had so much already happening with herself. It didn't even have the room to deal with a fucking kid right now, right? A lot of the times I was ignored because she was just going through her daily life, just barely scraping by mentally. Like, any added stress was just like, I can't even fucking deal with this, right? Now, on the other hand, I had my father, where if I was going through something and I came to him, the response would be, why are you complaining about this? Is one, right? Like, there's nothing fucking wrong with you. Or being met with, he's like, well, you don't even have real problems yet. Like, you haven't, what the fuck, like, you're a kid. What the fuck is your problem, right? And it's like, I remember one time, I jokingly, oh my God, maybe I shouldn't, maybe, I don't know if this is a good content even to talk about this stuff. But I remember one time I jokingly said in front of my stepmother, she was like, oh, the school year's over, right? I'm in middle school or early high school years, right? I'm like, oh yeah, my stress is finally over, right? They're like, oh, I can finally relax. Like, as a joke, right? And we laughed, ha ha ha. Right? And we go on about our days. About an hour later, when she's away, my father calls me over. He was like, you don't have any stress, right? I'm like, huh? Like, mind you, it was a joke. Like, I wasn't even serious. He's like, you don't have any stress. Stress is for crazy people. This is what he said to me, right? So that should paint the picture for what it was like to have an issue, like an emotional issue. Yeah. In my house growing up, right? So this song right here really talks about that, because now I'm an adult, right? And I have to be emotionally available for my relationships and friendships, right? And I have to be able to express myself well or alienate myself from my peers, right? What happens now is when something happens to me, I go, my initial reaction is just, that fucking happens. This is what life is. Life sucks sometimes. Right? You just gotta fucking deal with it, right? So what happens is everything that happens in my life gets bottled up and bottled up and bottled up and bottled up. And one day, one day, somebody is going to slightly offend me, and they're going to get all of that. They're going to get from when I was 7 years old, right? And I was being harassed or something at school, and I came home and I was told to shut the fuck up about it, right? You're going to get that. You're going to get me being pushed away by my parental figures. You're going to get everything that has happened to me because there was never an opportunity for me to learn to express myself correctly, right? Or even that's something that you should do, right? So now you, motherfucker, who decided that you were going to take your sweet ass time walking up to the door while I was holding it for you, motherfucker, you're going to fucking get it, all right? You fucking piece of shit, all right? You hear me, Dennis?
Dennis? Right? Walking into a Wawa.
Slow as shit, looking at your phone. Fuck are you looking at your phone for? Get in here and buy this goddamn gobbler, man.
Gobbler.
Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, that song brought up a lot for me.
Emphasis on, and I can't say this word, but
which one?
No, just the second line again.
Oh, real niggas need no therapy. Fuck you talking about, bro? That's some fucking bullshit. Like nigga, everybody's stupid. Fuck. Well, damn, my bad. I didn't mean to do that.
You are in it.
I didn't mean to do that. And it you know, it goes the same. There's a line in there, right, where he's like, he asks his father why he's going back to work so soon after his mother died. And then his sentiment is, well, life happens, right? It's not just the kids that are being affected. Like, my father probably lives like that, right?
Yeah.
Lives in that space where shitty shit, his life could fall apart. And he's supposed to just be this fucking stone that's not allowed to feel any emotion that isn't anger or being content. And that's probably one of the reasons why he's a shithead who has no relationship with his family. So this is
this is good content,
right? So this is what happens.
This is the therapy half of the Not So Pop podcast.
I haven't had a one of these in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
So that's the thing that happens, right? But it's also one of those issues. It's a real big thing with black men because you're told to shut the fuck up and what are you crying for? All that shit, right? You're not given an outlet. Even we could talk about some shit that happened to me recently, right? My girlfriend's a lovely person, all right? We just have been having a very long month. I got laid off from my job, right? Through no fault of my own, I lost my job, right? Without being told, it has been a hurricane of the last 2 months, right? With finding new work, finding a new way to fucking live, trying to position my life so that I can make the next step into just not being a fucking wage slave for the rest of my life, right? But what has happened instead, right, is I have been clawing tooth and nail, struggling to pay my rent. So again, my girlfriend who lives with me, my family that lives with me, all these people that live with me don't have to be homeless, right? And this is it's been a very stressful time. My girlfriend, who has always made it an emphasis to be like, if there's something that you're going through, I can help. I can be there for you if you need someone to talk to. This is the thing. It's always been a thing in our relationship that we feel safe sharing our feelings that are going on with us at a time, right? So more recently, well, this is a few weeks ago now. I'm sure she won't mind me talking about this. This is also why we don't say people's names on this, except for when it's cool stuff.
Yeah.
It was a night, right? I had gotten home from my first new job of this 2 month period, right? That I really hated, right? When I was dressed like a Mormon.
Yeah.
The
Mormon Ernest. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Mormon arc. We're sitting at home, we're winding down for the night. I have to go to bed fairly soon because if I don't, I have to get up like early as fuck in the morning, right? So me and her just talking. I just kind of casually just mentioned, I'm like, oh man, I'm really tired, right? Because like the job is, I've been working these weird ass hours, right? It's like, oh man, I'm really tired. But I sat down and I played Elden Ring for maybe about a half an hour, 45 minutes, right? Before going to bed. Some time goes by, right? I go to bed. wake up on time for work. Everything's normal, right? The following day, I notice, seems like there's a bit of tension in the room, right? So I'm asking, what's going on, right? And she says to me, right? She says to me, oh, this is a tough one. Might have to cut this. She says to me, after a bit of prying, she says, I feel like sometimes I'm raising a child, right? Talking about me. I'm like, why is that, right? Because this is new. This hasn't happened before, right? She says, sometimes you'll complain about things, but like do something that, and so instead of remedying your complaint, you'll do something that exacerbates the problem, right? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, for instance, the night before, right, you were complaining to me that you were tired. However, you stayed up and you played the game before going to bed, right? And when she said this to me, I'm like, that's ridiculous, right? It's no way that the problem is that I said I was tired and then I played a video game for a half an hour. That's not the problem. This is deeper than that. I was like, this has been the longest month of my life, right? Trying to figure out how I'm going to remain with a home. And you have been listening to me complain probably almost every day because it's been a hard fucking month, right? I said to her, is it the problem that I stayed up to play the video game, or is the problem that you've been having to listen to me complain? Right? And she said, it's the complaining, right? So I'm like, okay. Ultimately, you're not my therapist. You're my girlfriend, right? You're not obligated to listen to me bitch and moan about how shitty my life is, right? Is that eventually I have to take some agency as a person and just do it fucking get through it, asshole, right? Shithead, right? But that we talked about it that night. We squared it away, right? And we went on about it. When I stopped and thought about it, it made me upset. You know why it made me upset? It's the same shit. It's the same shit of me going to my mother or my father and them saying, the fuck are you complaining for, right? Just fucking do something about it, right? When it's been the longest month of my fucking life and I've been trying to figure out how we're not going to be homeless in a couple months, right? It's not like I'm dealing with little shit like I stubbed my toe and I'm crying about it, right? This is big, stressful situations, right? And I'm working a fucking dead-end job that I don't want, that I'm going to be stuck in for the rest of my fucking life if I don't figure a way out of it. And I got to pick myself the fuck up because there's nobody coming to help me, right? But the conversation was, this has been a long month. Let's figure out how we can get you to have some fucking relief. The conversation was, you're being fucking annoying with your constant complaining. Will you please nut the fuck up? That's this. That's why the nigga's grandmother died and his father said, I have to go to work. Bills don't have no fucking silver spoon. Like, they're not going to care that my life is fucking hard. They're going to come my fucking landlord doesn't give a shit that I was laid off without my knowledge for no fucking reason. What they're worried about is, am I getting this fucking $1,800 at the end of this fucking month? Right? My Sprint doesn't give a shit about me being laid off, about my life being fucking hard, or how, oh, boo-hoo, like, nigga, you gotta fucking pay this fucking money you don't have. Oh, fucking well, nigga, you gotta fucking do it. Right? So this is what it is. It's maybe it's not their fault, right? Maybe the reason they had this sentiment is because this is what their life was, right? My father had me at 18 years old. My mother was 19 years old. My father couldn't go to college. He had a baby to feed, right? My mother has been in college my entire fucking life, off and on. Right? Going to school here and there, off and on, my entire fucking life. But she had a fucking baby to feed and had rent to pay, right? So there's no time for boo-hoo. Your life is fucking hard. You have a baby you have to feed now. Who the fuck cares, nigga? You got to pay this fucking money one way or fucking other, so you got to get out there and do something fuck about it, right? And at no point in this instance did anybody go to therapy. All these niggas have just been grinding themselves to the fucking nubs. I'm sure you could probably have stories the same way. Like, you got to do something. There's no fucking time to fucking bitch and moan about your fucking problems. You so what? You're fucking mad all the time. You come home. You come home, you argue with whoever the fuck is there because you're fucking mad. They're fucking mad. Everybody's fucking mad, and nobody's allowed to fucking feel a fucking thing about it because if they do, they're fucking annoyance. You're a hindrance. You're another fucking stress added on to the pile. So why don't you just nut the fuck up and do something about it, nigga? What the fuck? All this fucking complaining ain't gonna help nobody anyway. I feel like I got off track.
All that to say, this song is art. It makes you feel things.
It's a real thing, and nobody, and it's not, but it's not the top of the fucking heap. There's a lot more pressing things going on than boohoo nigga. You can't fucking, boohoo nigga. You can't fucking help yourself.
But it is an endemic problem. It is an endemic problem. You know,
it creates more problems.
It creates more problems.
Cause you create more niggas like me who can't fucking cry, who just bottle it up, and maybe one day, all right. Somebody's gonna get it, Dennis. So hurry the fuck up.
We just shove you back into martial arts.
Hurry the fuck up.
We just shove you back into martial arts.
I do, but that shit costs money too.
It does. You need to fight your bro. You just fight your bro casually
all the time, just randomly. I mean, I would fucking practice with that guy, but you gotta fucking work, right?
Yeah. Next song.
Oh yeah, word. We're reviewing an album.
Yeah. The interlude, Rich.
This is the one. Wait, is this the one with Baby Keem?
That's the one where I think it's Baby Keem is talking about how, or it might be Rich Spirit.
I'm pretty sure the interlude is him talking. Rich Spirit is a song. Like it's just a straight through song.
Yeah. So Rich Spirit, I think is. I forgot what the fuck this shit is. Hold on. All right.
Yeah, that right there. This is the shit. This is the shit I fucking love about this shit, bro. It's been a long fucking time, all right? We're going to have a conversation about these rap niggas, all right? We're going to have a conversation because everybody's doing the Kanye versus Drake versus Kendrick Lamar thing. And I was thinking about this. I was pontificating about this, okay? This is something, that interlude right there, so for everybody, it's Kodak Black is doing an interlude. Starts off, with the keys are very slow. With space in between them as they steadily pick up. They pick up pace, right? It's another thing that I didn't notice on my initial playthrough. My initial listen. Yeah, my gamer. The initial listen through was that there's a lot of they're using the music to make you feel things, right? Which of course they are. Yeah. Right? That's what music is for, right? But the use of the music to make you feel, the music itself is telling a story with the content runs fucking deep. This is some good shit. It's running really deep. They're using the sounds to tell the story in addition to the lyrics. This is something that we don't fucking get enough of these days. These niggas is just making shit that sounds good and that will make young ladies shake their ass. And I respect it. I like that shit.
But on duties?
Yeah. But you niggas are not doing what this shit is doing. This is what Kendrick Lamar offers to the space that these other niggas are not doing. Kanye does it, right? But Kanye is a fucking.
He's all over the place.
Yeah, he's a producer mind first. Yeah, right. He using the music to tell the story. It's even just listening to it off your fucking phone. Just listening to it, it triggered an emotion. That and again, this is more of that. It's more of what we were just talking about. The building up, the building up, the building up, the well. It's swelling, the pressure is building, it's over and over and over.
Like once you start talking about it, you start like keep adding to these it's like well, not only this, but that and this and that and the third.
This, that, and the best part is, nigga, none of it was your fucking fault. It was all given to you from birth. Have fucking fun with it, nigga. All this shit was just given to you, nigga. You gotta fucking deal with it. Why? Because two motherfuckers who were not prepared emotionally, financially, mentally, physically, had a fucking child because they was horny. Now my life is on fire because you was horny one time in 1999. What the fuck is why is it my problem, bro? Why the fuck I gotta deal with it? But you got to. Mm-hmm. Pick yourself up, nigga, dickhead. This nigga Kodak is talking about, you got the lyrics there?
Yeah, that's the lyrics.
This nigga Kodak is talking about a lot of shit that I can't relate to. Yeah, I'm not a nigga that's out there with my hands on my nuts, hands on a pistol, shooting niggas in broad daylight. But maybe I'll start. Maybe I'll sell crack.
Maybe that's why people are saying that Kodak Black is the big stepper. Mr. Morale representing like Kendrick and his desire to sort of start a family, like chill the fuck out, and like get his vices under wraps.
It's two niggas in different stages of their evolution, right? Yeah. You got one nigga who is already one nigga that's getting old, has a family, is self-reflective, is looking at all the things that have happened to him and all the things that he's done, is feeling remorse and is trying to grow. Mm-hmm. Then you have a nigga that's in the fucking thick of it.
Kodak in the thick of it.
In the fucking thick of it.
I think he's saying he's got to repay respect to the OGs too. Still, I caught that somewhere in the middle of it.
Yeah, he says it right here. Can't be better than the OGs. You got to get it somewhere. This is the fucking. This shit, the fucking feeling that the instrumentation gave was a feeling of building pressure. Yeah. As Kodak is talking, you can hear in the story that he's telling, right? The story that he's telling, which is most likely probably just of the life that he's experienced, right? Because if there's anything we know about Kodak Black, niggas has been doing some wild shit.
Yeah, Kodak. My name Kodak, but when you say me, I'm white.
He was not always a suburban boy. In fact, he was what they called a project baby, and things were, as they say, hectic. So, well, we can talk about Kodak Black, but that's a whole fucking can of worms. More of the common themes, right?
I just thought about fucking Kodak Black and that fucking like bat mask, and I'm like, God damn, you ugly through that shit.
You ugly through that shit. Oh shit, they did. So he came both times. Let's talk about the Breakfast Club real quick. Yeah. He both times he went up there, he wore that ski mask, right? The first time, both times. Charlamagne told the story. He's like, we don't know, like we didn't know both times that he was coming in a ski mask. Like they never talked about it. It wasn't like it was a bit, right? But the second time they decided to lean into it, right? Mm-hmm. So the second time he goes on a Breakfast Club, everyone was wearing ski masks, and he came in a ski mask again. But Charlamagne was telling the story. He's like, yeah, we didn't talk about that at all. Like it wasn't like we spoke with his team like, oh, we're all gonna wear a ski mask. It'll be super funny. It was like the first time he wore a ski mask on the show. So the second time he was coming, he was like, we're all everybody, the crew will wear ski masks, right? So even if he doesn't come in a ski mask, it's funny because it's the juxtaposition of the first time.
Yes.
But now it's even funny because the nigga came in another ski mask.
They looked at it and said, this is a bit? This your thing?
They didn't mention it. They never commented on it. They just had a regular interview in ski mask.
That's some crazy shit.
That's some funny stuff.
That's funny.
That's meta.
That's content.
Yeah. Oh, here, I took your phone. Yeah, bitch. My bad. So, now, oh, go ahead.
Back to the previous topic. Go ahead.
Oh, so yeah, basically what I'm saying, this is another theme of, it feels like another underlying thing in the content here the feeling of holding in your emotions, of things happening to you, and you just have to be tough about it, right? There's like you listen to the stories that Kodak Black is telling of all the things that are happening to him, all the things that he's had to deal with, all the things that he's had to do, right, in response to just the environment that he was born into, right? You hear, as the music is picking up, you hear that building of just pressure. It's like it's building, and eventually it's going to fucking burst, but we don't get the burst yet. I'm not even complete, because this is a theme that I didn't really pay attention to on my initial listen. I'm not sure if we get a song that talks about what can happen, because you get these situations, right? You get these situations where people are what you get with situations like this, when someone's not allowed to express themselves properly or don't have an avenue to express themselves in a healthy way, you get these lash outs. And it's something that happens all the fucking time, right? All the times that, and it's like there's no excuse for it, of course, right? But you think about all the times that maybe someone, I can tell you my damn self, like all the times I can't say that this is exactly what was happening, but my father is not someone who expresses himself very well, right? Again, the only two emotions that were allowed in the house were the two that he expressed. It was the anger and the being content, right? So my father was either angry or he was neutral. And that can switch very quickly, right? And it could be in a multitude of ways. It could be emotionally abusive with yelling and name calling and degrading and all that stuff. It could be physically abusive. I remember one time I was a child. I was about 10 years old. We were coming home from McDonald's. I was trying to unlock the door with my hands full, carrying, like, I think it was the drinks or whatever, and also like a bag. So I have two hands, they're both full, and I'm trying to unlock the door, right? I'm a small child. I dropped the food in front of the door, right? As I open the door, as I'm opening the door, I drop the food in front of the door. When I come inside, my father comes up the stairs behind me, seeing that the food has been dropped. My father at the time was about 240, actively working out, muscular man, 6'5", 240. I was maybe 11, 12-year-old child, right? I was a fat kid, so I was probably about 150. But I'm probably about 5'4", right? My father hits me. I shit you not. He hit me at the front door. The front door, there's a living room, right? The couch is on a far wall in the living room. He hit me. I fell in front of the couch. Hit me one time. I fell in front of the couch. That quickly just switches, right? Now, I don't know if that's because because day in and day out, there's just a fucking pressure building, and eventually there has to be a release, and I was the closest thing there. I can't say for sure if that's what it is. That's what the fuck it feels like. When it's just rageful, because what happens is you can't express yourself, you get upset with yourself, and the person who didn't let you express yourself, you become resentful, right? That resentment builds up, and it fucking has to come out somewhere. Either you take a really crazy shit, or you beat your kids. There's no fucking in between. You beat your kids for minorly inconveniencing you, right?
It's the equivalent. It's the grand equivalent of you dropping your keys in the middle of the night after a long day of work. It's just like,
and it just and it's gotta go somewhere, bro. And sometimes it went upside my head. but hey, all this shit I've been telling you about me having to pay my bills and all this shit, the only reason I'm in this circumstance, right, is years ago, about 2018, I think. Yeah, a year after graduation, I decided that I was going to go get a job. You want to know why? My lights were out for 2 months. No electricity, no running water, no warm water, right? Just cold water, no lights, right? I looked my mother in the eye. I said, I'm going to work. And we're going to pick this situation up. One, because I have to wash my ass.
you a stinky man. You stink.
And two, if we don't do this, for one, it's already been shown that this is too much for one person to bear. Right? So this has to be a collective effort, right? So the reason that I'm in this circumstance where I have to pay, and not even, my mother never asked me to pay rent. I chose to do it. Because it's like, if I don't do it, if I don't make myself a self-sufficient member of this family, this shit is going to topple over. You can't feasibly support this by yourself. So here I am now, years after the fact, right? Luckily, we've had power all these years, right? But the issue becomes now, right, is that I'm in a circumstance where all my resources are coming in this house and dying there, right? There's no mobility. I got to figure that out, right? That's my cross to bear, right? But nobody gives a shit about that. Everybody's got their own shit going on. So as I go throughout my life, day after day, being disrespected out in the outside world, coming home and dealing with whatever is waiting there for me, right? And it's just a constant thump, 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 right? Never is there an appropriate outlet to express that to anyone. I'm lucky I got a podcast. I don't have to pay for therapy.
The greatest therapy of all, $90 and about $400 worth of equipment.
Yeah, right? Just get your guy to go half with you and that doesn't mind listening to you talk for hours.
Oh, okay. That's good content.
Over and over, bro. And then I'm looked in my eyes, bro, and I'm told it feels like I'm raising a child here. I can't deal with your complaining. It's too much. This is the reality as for I imagine a lot of black men in this country, right? I'm only in this circumstance, right? Because I'm in this circumstance for a quote unquote noble reason, right? You took charge, right? At that point, my father's been out of the house for years. When we went to tell my father that our lights were off, hey, your children are eating once a day. We're going to the corner store next door. We're splitting $5 sandwiches between 4 people. That's all the food that your children have had for a day. You want to know what the nigga told? What nigga told my father? Told my mother.
What?
Say, yeah, man, I'm having a hard time too. You know, I'm broke too. I used to go over my father's house, right? My father lived with my stepmother. My stepmother was on disability, right? And my father worked full time, right? And even there was a period of time where he wasn't working, right? My stepmother worked for a cable company. She did fine. She supported the house while he was out of work, while he was transitioning. He was given an opportunity to transition to something else. My father was just a guy that worked dead end job after dead end job after dead end job after dead end job. My stepmother at the time getting at one point working for a cable company, making good money, and then after that being on disability, right? Was able to support the house long enough. Also, he lived in a house that my grandfather bought. He didn't pay rent to like some random landlord, right? He paid my grandfather, his father, his not his biological father, but the man that raised him, right? He paid to live in that man's house, right? So he has a safety net underneath him. He was able to become a truck driver. My father works as a truck driver now. He does okay. He supports the family perfectly fine. He was given that opportunity. He was given that safety net that when things fell out from underneath him, right, he was able to transition to something else. He was given that opportunity. That's not an opportunity everybody fucking gets. Sometimes you work your bullshit ass job at a supermarket, you get laid the fuck off, you get fired, bro. You better find another fucking supermarket in the next 2 weeks. You better find something else to fucking do. Because if you don't, there's nothing waiting for you. Fortunately for him, he had that opportunity. This is during that time when he was just getting started, right? My father explained to us that he couldn't help. We were in the dark for 30 days. No warm water. He explained to us that he couldn't help. So I decided I have to do something. I was going to school at the time. I have to do something. I can't just go to school. I was just going to school, right? Which was great. I just go to school, go to class, do that, go home, right? No stress. Doing stupid shit. Staying up till 4 o'clock in the morning playing fucking PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
Great times. No more of that. I'm working 40 hours a week now. 40, 48, 56 hours a week now, right? That's when I was doing the security stuff. That now finds me in this circumstance, right? Me deciding that I have to help, right, has now locked me into a situation where I have no choice but to help. Because now if I don't help, everything goes capside, right? There's an equal effort being put forth here. If one goes away, the other can't feasibly support the rest of the ship. You got to do something, right? So it doesn't matter, right? This circumstance I'm in doesn't matter. that now, for no fault of your own, you lost your job. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What matters now is that other hand can't support the weight of what's happening. You have about 2 weeks to go figure something the fuck out, or this whole shit is gonna get a whole lot worse. So when you come home, right, from working that bullshit ass job that you got put into because you had no other choice, and that it was either this or starve, or this or homelessness, or this or the lights are off, right?
Mm.
When you come inside, better be a fucking smile on your face. Because nobody has any time to listen to this bullshit that you're complaining about.
Mm.
The world doesn't care. The bills don't matter. Figure it out.
This is art.
that shit right there, nigga, is what that feels like.
Mm.
The way that beat starts, it starts slow. That's what that feels like. Because the energy has to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Nigga, you better figure it the fuck out, because what happens also, you get fucking mad. If I get mad, if I think about what the fuck is going on, and I come over here to you for no fucking reason, maybe you do something like step on my fucking foot, right? And I look at you and I go, what the fuck was that for?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I let that shit out on you, right? Now you gotta respond, right? Maybe I fuck up this friendship we got, fuck up this fucking podcast that we're doing, and it's over, bro. And nobody gives a fucking shit. You want to know why? I should have figured it the fuck out. Go to therapy, people, if you can.
If you can.
Because I'm going to let you know right now, I can't afford it. I don't have no fucking health insurance or nothing.
You don't need therapy, bro. You got the pod.
Exactly. I don't need therapy. I got the pod, bro. But I better not fucking break my leg tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. You break your leg tomorrow, it's over.
Yeah, it's done. I'm dead. What were we talking about?
Rich interlude.
Yeah, this Kendrick Lamar stuff is crazy, man.
Yeah, makes you think about shit.
Maybe this is why I like the shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the presentation of real things, right? Like, this is some real life shit, bro. All that shit is great. Like I also hate that we have to compare the fucking music and be like, oh, this shit is not real. This is real. Like, no, both this shit is fake. Both of this shit is entertainment. None of this shit fucking matters in the grand scheme of things. You're gonna fucking die anyway, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, like a nigga talking about some shit that matter, bro. My shit is tough, bro.
Yeah, it's hard.
I don't got 1,000 bitches like Drake. I can't relate to that shit.
Sounds good though.
It do sound fucking good. That nigga Drizzy be going, man.
Yeah.
You know, I don't got no fucking ops. Can't relate to that shit young boy talking about, man. I ain't never been outside shooting niggas. That shit, I be feeling hard as fuck though when I'm walking down the street. That nigga is talking about he feel like Gucci Man in 2006. Nigga, me too, bro. I ain't never did a crime.
Was he fat?
No.
Oh.
He just, because Gucci Man was a fucking demon.
Oh.
That guy was crazy. That guy was going crazy. He's buff now. He buff and healthy, fucking vegan, doing push-ups and shit. That man shot a man to death that invaded his home. Gucci Man really like the first DaBaby.
Oh, just like you do not test Gucci Man?
You don't test Gucci Man. In 2006, you don't test Gucci Man. That's how that one nigga got put on a shirt. That's fucked up. That's how that one nigga died. Breaking into Gucci Man's house.
Damn.
That was a thundercracker.
I was gonna say in one way the baby's thing was funnier, but that's terrible. For me to say. That's terrible. That's a terrible thing for me to fucking say.
It was funnier than a man dying. A man just being on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's an awful thing to laugh at, but it is funny.
Why did I let these niggas talk me into this shit?
Next song. Rich Spirit. Do you remember it off the top of your head? Because I don't.
I don't.
I have a terrible memory.
I don't remember it either. I like it. I remember liking the sounds. This is one I kind of tapped out for.
Let's give it a quick listen. Hold on. All right.
This one is a little. This one's a bit lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's been up to this point. You've been coming off some pretty heavy shit. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck this shit is about. I think it sounds good though.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to like quickly briskly go through the lyrics and trying to find what he's trying to say.
I don't know if this one needs a deep dive, man.
No?
I think this one just sounds good. I just like, at least for me, the way I'm enjoying this, I just like the way it sounds. I like when he kind of sing talk a little bit.
Why you always in the mirror more than the bitches? And my cousin tried to sue me like he got the privilege, but I didn't lose sleep because I got the spirit. A.
This some A. This sounds like some rich nigga shit to me. I don't know. I don't got nothing to do with this. I think it's good. I don't think we got to do a deep dive on this one.
This one is definitely about probably about a personal experience with him.
Yeah, this is his shit, nigga. Deal with that shit.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck, nigga. Give a fuck about your cousin, man.
What's the next song? I think it's the big one.
Oh, wait, no, it's not. Oh, it's We Cry Together.
Yeah.
Oh shit, this is that Jada and that Will love right here.
Yeah. This that shit.
This what is there to say, man?
I don't know. Is that song speaks for itself, don't it?
Yeah, it kind of does. It kind of do.
If you ever been in like a super toxic relationship like that, you probably really hard as hell to that.
I listen to that shit like Vietnam vets listening to fucking fireworks, bro.
You got a fucking war flashback.
Yeah, bro. The way that your old ass grandpa reacts when a balloon pops in the house, like that's me listening to that song. I'm not listening to that shit no more, bro.
That shit art.
Nah, man. I don't know, man. That shit weird, bro. Why
Really?
the fuck did he make that stuff?
That's why it's art. That's why it's art.
Nah, man. I could have done without this one. This one is weird.
That one's weird.
It's like I get it, right?
You get what he's going for.
It's another facet of the experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's something that, again, is horrible, but something that's relatable to some people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, the way it was done, like, musically is not a great song.
You're going to listen to something else.
I'm not going to listen to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I want to listen to the album for the experience,
mm-hmm.
it being there, I'm not going to skip it. It's a part of the experience of the album,
mm-hmm.
right? If I want to listen, like if I want to experience the album, if I want to listen to music, I'm not listening to that song. Fuck, I'm just getting my cortisol levels up for what?
Yeah, bro, my favorite song off the album, We Cry Together.
Yeah, I can't wait to play that shit around the hoes, man. Yo, man, don't let these niggas give me the ox at work, bro. I'm playing this shit full blast, bro.
Jesse, play We Cry Together, even if it scares the hoes.
Oh, man, first opportunity I get around the bad bitches, bro. I'm looking the baddest one in the eyes, and I'm reciting We Cry Together. Just Kendrick part, bro. She got to jump in, all right? Staring her
Y'all
deep.
got to harmonize, then you know it's true love.
Exactly. Staring deeper in her fucking eyes, bro. Just fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch.
Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch.
Niggas was on one in the studio when they came up with that one, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Next one
I could do without that.
Next one after that is Purple Hearts.
Oh,
that one has Ghostface Killer on it. I didn't know that.
Yeah, this one tough, bro. This one Summer Walker's that it ain't love if you don't eat my ass. That's facts.
What? Wait,
that's facts.
This one I'm gonna let you go off on because I can't.
You ain't never eat no ass, man? That shit crazy, bro. That's how I know you and I in love, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. And your partner was sitting right over here, bro. She was talking about doing. They was talking about doing the thing with the finger, man. Doing the fucking thing.
I can't do that. My finger is I'm an old model. I cannot. Yeah, look, I can't.
Doing the thing. That's what Summer Walker's talking about right there, man. That's a good song. That's all right. I like that one.
Count me out. Now we're on to officially disc 2.
Oh yeah.
Because Purple Hearts is the end of disc 1. Count me out is disc 2.
Okay. I don't really remember how Count Me Out goes either. Do you know this one off the top of your head?
No. Hold on. So Count Me Out.
Yeah, so this is the start of disc 2. Like, wait, did you say that on the mic?
Yeah, this is the start of disc 2.
All right, this is the start of disc 2. It starts off with the guys with a male voice, presumably a therapist, saying his name, Mr. Duckworth, right?
Mr. Duckworth.
And then it's the voice comes on and says, did they say chapter 2?
Session 10, Breakthrough.
Oh, okay, yeah. So this is essentially, I guess all of this is the part after he starts going to therapy, right? So the first half feels like when you're in the thick of this shit. When the shit is happening, you're young, it's happening, you're not really paying attention to what's happening to you as it's happening. You're just you're living through it, you're experiencing it, right, in real time. The second half, which I think checks, if you look at the subject matter for a lot of the second half, a lot of it is reflection, right? It's kind of a look in, right? And kind of an expressing of the feelings that come with that, right? So there's a lot. I guess a lot of this is a product of therapy, right? Maybe, right? If we're taking this at face value, right, at the way it's being presented,
Yeah.
right. What's I about to say? So really, we probably don't have to go through every song on disc 2. For one, this episode's already longer than all of our episodes have ever been.
Yeah. Oh well, we got I think the one with Quentin was like almost 2 hours too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
That's time.
That and also a lot of the themes are kind of the same. I don't know if that's getting picked up. Maybe it is.
I think it's getting picked up a little bit, but that's part of the experience.
It started. Yeah. You listen to the poor niggas doing this shit. Niggas, we don't got soundproofing. What the fuck?
We got upstairs neighbors.
Upstairs neighbors is your family, bro.
Like I said.
I was about to say.
Probably don't have to go through everything.
Yeah, but I don't have to go through every one of these unless there's one in particular, like a few in particular that you would like to.
Crown sounds good. Again, I'm not really without even looking through the lyrics. It sounds good to me.
Right.
Crown. Let's see. Yeah, without listening to it, we can't really talk about it too much.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right.
We can go through a couple of these, but basically what I'm trying to say is the theme for this one is like the theme for the second half is mostly self-reflection. Yeah. More so than anything else.
So let's skip ahead of then. Let's skip ahead to like. Do you have any takes on the one with Kodak Black actually on the song?
I like it. I don't really remember what it was about. That's the thing. We're gonna get. I guess we can also at the end of this talk about.
Oh, that's the song.
Yeah, this. I guess the one that we can talk about is like. I mean, what we can talk about after we finish talking about the content. Yeah. Is something that I was having a conversation about that I think is really interesting, and have an actual conversation about like how the music sounds sonically and like what he did sonically. These like. I was about to say. We'll talk about the big one that's in this half. Yeah. Anti-Diaries. Yeah, we'll talk about the big one that's in this half. Maybe talk about Mother I Sober.
Mother I Sober.
Right. Maybe talk about, I like that one a bit we can go off of. And yeah, but the second half seems like a lot more of like self-reflection, realizing these things about yourself and coming to terms and accepting them, right? I think that's it's first of all, that's beautiful. Yeah. If I could say so myself, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. But that's the thing with this kind of music is now that as I'm looking to it again, trying to think back, it's so much to digest, right? I think because a lot of the discourse online is from the people that are like, yo, I don't want to listen to this fucking conscious ass shit all the fucking like, because I think I realized what it is. It's a lot, like it's heavy. It's like you're not gonna listen to a lot of these songs when you just want to like listen to the music and have fun, right? Yeah. Like if I wanted to just listen to music just to listen to music, just the act of doing it.
I'll listen to September by Earth, Wind and Fire.
Yeah, like I'll listen to fucking Elton John or something, right? But like these songs, it feels like for one, the album is meant to be consumed as a whole
in its entirety.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of songs on this album that are like you will just play this when you're trying to get hyped, or you'll play this when you're just trying to fucking have some fun and smile or whatever.
I'd say there's none. There's a reason the single leading up to this album is not on the album,
and even that's not like a song that you would listen to for like just. I don't know if that got picked up, but I think a body just got thrown down the stairs. There's a you're not gonna listen to a lot of these. You're not gonna listen probably any of these, like you said. Yeah. When you're just trying to have fun, and I think that's a perfectly valid thing for someone to say. I'm good.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to. You don't have to be like, I'm gonna go out of my way and listen to this one song. Yeah. I'm weird. I do.
Well, yeah, because we're dorks. But
yeah, we're dorks, and also I love the jazzy bits.
I'm gonna listen to fucking. I don't even know what the fucking Zooties song is called.
Puffin' on Zooties?
Puffin' on Zooties, bro. That shit is lit, bro. I get
You've never listened to Puffin' on Zooties in your life?
Never. No, I do like Future, though, but I like a lot of the older stuff. I'm kind of a bandwagon Future fan. I like the stuff that like everybody likes, like Monster.
He told you to get that money counter, but he is not your savior.
I like. I guess we could talk about that one too. I like Codeine Crazy. That's my shit.
Yeah.
I like like I just like I'm real base level.
It's catchy. It's catchy music.
Yeah.
But also Future plays to his demographic.
Yeah.
Yeah. He plays to it hard. So does Kendrick.
Yeah.
Kendrick. Listen. Kendrick fans are artsy as fuck.
I think that's how you stay successful.
You play to your fans.
You dance to the ones that you dance with the ones that brought you.
Yeah.
Like imagine Kendrick came out trying to make a drug dealer album. Like, imagine
he just had a feature from Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah, like, imagine Drake came out just rapping like Pusha T all day.
That sucked.
Yeah, like
Kendrick can feature on someone else's album and do that shit.
There's space for everyone. I think. We gotta do a rap episode. We gotta do an episode where you just listen to me rail off about
rapping,
about just hip hop in general, just like because it's so complex, the layers upon layers upon layers. I was talking to Gabriel about this recently, a friend of the show. I was talking to Gabriel about this because he's recently he said that he was watching a video essay about Nicki Minaj, and it dawned upon him that he does not know as much about hip hop as he feels that he should. Right, so he decided that he was going to listen to "My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy" by Kanye West.
Oh, the at the time critically panned but then critically acclaimed album.
Yeah, the one that is like everybody says like this is probably the best rap album of the 2010s. That one.
That's not 808s. That's not the one that was like everyone was like, oh, everyone that like shifted the scene.
No, that's 808s.
Yeah.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is the one like everybody's like, yo, this is like probably one of the greatest hip hop albums that have ever been released ever. Right? He decided to listen to that. He's trying to inch his way into listening, like really trying to ingratiate himself.
Eventually, he's gonna become a fucking Future fan and start listening to pumping on duties. We're gonna see fucking Gabriel like fucking sipping codeine.
Yeah, he's gonna get some face tattoos. This is gonna be crazy.
He's gonna be like, sensational.
So he's asking,
but Hispanically.
Yeah, for real.
Sensacional.
he was asking me some questions, right? Just for context. Because that's the thing with rap. With rap, there's a lot of context around the music.
Yeah.
Right? It's less just, here's an entry of some music.
Yeah.
It's a lot with rap, and especially with subject matter and all that stuff, is what's happening in the world at the time is getting wrapped up into it, what's happening in these people's lives, right? So really, what's happening in the space in general, right? Like you get situations in rap that maybe you don't get in other genres of music. Like I don't know if there's any jazz musicians that actively have song battles, but like in rap you get that, right? I don't know if it's two niggas somewhere on a xylophone going crazy right now at each other, right? But you get that with rap music, right? You get things that happen in real life spilling over into the music. You have the guys have an issue with a guy that also does music. They mention each other, right? There's a lot around the music as well, right? So I get frustrated with the hip hop fan that's like, yo, I don't want to listen to that conscious shit.
I can't dance to this shit.
Yeah, not because they don't want to listen to it. Like I think that's fine, obviously, right? You listen to what you want to listen to, but I get frustrated because why it's always used to bring someone down a peg, right? And the same thing with the conscious niggas, right? Because the conscious niggas would be like, yo, like you niggas is you gotta open up your mind, bro. You gotta fucking do this stuff. Like this shit is destroying the community. No, the fuck is not, bro. Sometimes I just wanna. Sometimes I was about to say I wanna shake some ass. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes I wanna shake some ass, man.
Yeah.
Right. I can't do that shit. The fucking Kendrick give me a dissertation about the fucking Atlantic slave trade, bro. I can't get jiggy with this shit, man. Right?
Yeah.
I think everybody should shut the fuck up, but everybody's fucking always comparing, and competing. But I can't get mad at people for comparing and competing because that's what the fucking whole genre is about. From the very beginning, bro. Biggie versus Tupac, who's better? Nas versus Jay-Z, who's better? Right? Jay-Z, Ja Rule. I'm not Jay-Z, Ja Rule. 50 Cent, Ja Rule.
I was about to say Ja Rule.
Yeah. What the fuck does Ja Rule think about this? Right? You get that shit, right? It's ingrained in the culture. Niggas would get on songs together with the whole reason they were getting on a song together wasn't because they were friends, because they were fans of each other. It's because, nigga, we gotta see who can fucking do this dorky shit the best, bro. That's the lifeblood of this shit. That's the roots of this art form, is competition. Now, I don't know if that's some black shit or if that's just how it happened to fold out this time, right? So when I get people that are saying, whatever, nigga, Drake better, this album's mid, right? When I get niggas like, yo, Drake could never make me fucking think about the Atlantic slave trade, bro. I want to be mad at him. Like, shut up and just listen to the fucking music you like. But at the same time, this is the art form. This is a part of it.
This is how the art form is shaped up. Because if you really want to go back to it, like how rap started, it was just started off as like people were just like making music to dance to. And just having the DJ just like you know, just like rap over it or something like something.
But then another branch of the actual rapping of it, the rapping aspect of hip hop, because hip hop wasn't always rapping. Hip hop was parties. Hip hop was art, right? Hip hop was graffiti, right? It was all this stuff wrapped into one. When rapping really became a part of hip hop, you got to go to New York in the I guess 80s and 90s. You got niggas just standing on street corners, just fucking having battles, like battling, right? That is also a core part of the art form, right? That's something that was been there, has become a part of it, right? You got niggas.
You Florida hip hop scene, shut the fuck up right now.
You got you got the niggas. You got the stories of Biggie being in the fucking parks in Brooklyn, fucking rapping and shit, right? Niggas gather around. You got ciphers. You got the stories from niggas. Every nigga has been in a school lunchroom and a cipher has started between some niggas, right? That thing. It's always been about who's better. It's always been competition. Right? Because you're going to get laughed out the cipher if you trash. That's just the way that it goes. Right? From forever. Right? So now it's gotten to the, it's now that's so far later, right? It's so different. It's expanded in so many different ways. You have so many different subgenres within the genre. You got so many people that are playing around with those subgenres. You got so many people that the content is different from every single person, right? What Drake gives me, right, in the music, I can't get from Kendrick Lamar. What Kendrick Lamar gives me, I can't get from Kanye West. What Kanye does, I can't get from another person. There's nobody else doing the things that they're doing at the level that they're doing it, right? There are 3 different branches of this fucking hip-hop tree, right? They all do their own thing. And for niggas to sit around and say, and I'm guilty of it too, because when the Donda and CLB shit was going on, it's like, pick a fucking side, nigga. It was civil war, bro. That's what the fuck it is. That's what hip-hop is. That shit is trash, bro.
We pick CLB.
Every time. Now I think I might side with Kanye. I think his album lived better. I think CLB was here and gone. Right? I might come back around to it. But I also still have not listened to it. Well, I have listened to, right? But I haven't extensively listened to it a bunch of times because I didn't particularly enjoy a lot of Donda, right? But I will say this. I'm still listening to songs from Donda and the Donda Deluxe, right? I'm not really still listening to songs from CLB.
Except for that Rick Ross song. That shit fire.
I haven't listened to it in a long time.
I gotta put it back on. That shit is fire. That shit is Rick Ross's best work.
Rose, that's my nickname.
Rose, Maybach.
That nigga is a funny nigga too.
I'm gonna eat it.
I've been, man, I'm sweating over here, man.
You getting heated.
This fucking episode, man,
That's lit.
I've been going crazy.
This is content.
We got really off topic there talking about hip hop and stuff. We really got it. We might actually have to make that do it like a whole like side episode just talking about the culture layers of this shit. Yeah.
Do you want to rein it back in and talk about the big one?
I guess we could talk about
Auntie Diaries.
I do want to say real quick though, I fuck with Baby Keem.
Really?
I like him a lot. I think
his voice is a little off of me.
It's weird. It's definitely weird. But I think that works in his favor. I think for me at least. For me, because you're never going to hear Baby Keem's voice and mistake him for somebody else.
Fair enough.
Which is an asset in rap music, good or bad. It matters. Your rap voice matters. You know?
There have been beefs over this.
Yeah.
Ghostface Killah fucking got on Bronson for that, didn't he?
Yeah, because he's like, yo, you sound like me. Loser. 2012 was weird. So, but yeah, we could talk about Auntie Diaries. This is the thick of it.
This man, this is Kendrick talking about how members of his family transitioned and how like things that he used to do or say, he no longer finds acceptable,
Right.
and he looks back and he says, "Yeah, I can see how that affected them, and I can see why they've been pushed away from the family, why certain like members of the family just like don't fuck with them."
And the shame that the family member was feeling, and the shame that he's feeling now, looking back on the way that they were treated.
Yeah, despite the fact that they were joking, and to his credit, I think he was talking about how like him hanging out with his uncle or aunt. I forget which family member it is.
His aunt transitioned to
A man.
So his uncle.
So his uncle. How he had like a lot of good times with his uncle. His uncle like showed him like a lot of cool stuff, and he really never had an issue with him. He didn't really understand like why everyone else did.
Right.
But then he grew up, and then he realized, and then all the things about him joking around with his cousin, I think.
Yeah, his cousin also transitioned.
Yeah, and him joking around with his cousin, and how he never really fully understood it at the time, but now him looking back now, he understands the problems it caused with like that relationship, and like even at church, they were like lambasted.
I think I know I keep making this a black thing, right? But this is because the reason why when I was looking at the issue that came from this song that we'll also get into.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that I keep making it a black thing, right, is because I'm really protective of Kendrick Lamar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of the music that he's made, right? Because he speaks to an experience, right, that I can see myself in, right? And this is another one where he's talking about like the way that people are treated, right? People in the LGBTQ plus community are treated within the black community, right? Even your family, like, of course, everybody's got family, right? That are a member of that community, right? I remember myself growing up, right? I had cousins, I had aunts and uncles and all these things, right? And it was never. There's that air of like, for one, it's a joke, especially in like we're coming up in the 2000s, right, in the early 2010s. Like it was like a punchline. Like how many times have you heard a nigga say pause, right, after saying something, or saying no homo, right, and then everybody laughs, right? That's kind of in that realm, right? So I was familiar with what he was talking about when he was talking about the jokes and things, right? I remember my cousin had to be. She had to be my age now, or maybe a year or two older, right? I was a kid watching this happen. My grandmother is a devout Christian, right? So my cousin was saying that she came out and she was saying that she was a lesbian, right? My grandmother said to her, and he also talks about the church as well in the song. My grandmother says to her, "You're gonna go to hell," right? That this is wrong, right? And you're going to hell. This is happening in front of me. This is just a conversation that's being had, right? So that sentiment is also there within the song, right? And all my cousin's trying to do is just figure out who the fuck she is in this fucking chaotic ass world, right? Then had other cousins, right? My mother tells the story all the time. My mother, when I'm speaking about my cousins, this is my cousin on my father's side. Right, my mother tells a story. My mother had a best friend. His name was Arthur. Right, they went to the Pride Parade. Right, they were just out there, and they ran into one of my cousins on my father's side. Right, and she said to them like, "Please, like, don't tell anyone that you saw me here." Right, like she made it very clear. Please don't tell anybody that you saw us here, that you saw me here. Right. You can like that story. Like my mother always told it like a haha, like kind of like it's like, oh, it's kind of funny. So we ran into her, right. It's like, oh, everybody knew already, right? But that feeling that she had, where she's like, please don't tell these people, right? Because of my other cousin just got told she was gonna go to hell, bro. Right?
Yeah.
So there's of course you know, right? Certain people, like, you know, right? But there is an air of like, we're not going to talk about it, right? We're going to make light of it, make jokes of it, right? Or whatever. But we're never really going to talk about it. And if we ever really are talking about it, it's met with pushback and shaming, right?
Maybe violence.
Maybe violence, right? That could happen as well. Didn't happen in my family, thankfully, but you get told you're gonna go to hell by your grandma. But other than that, right? They let you live, right?
Yeah.
Your girlfriend could come over. They just tell the kids that that's your friend.
Yeah, they don't want to have that conversation with her.
Yeah, like that's it. But yeah, so that's some real shit, man. It's fucked up out here. Now, the message of the song, I think, is is positive, right? It's a man realizing what he done, feeling shame about it, feeling remorse, right? Also a recognition of the things that are happening, because the things that are happening are not being taught to you, right? It's just kind of happening around you, and you gotta recognize that, right? Let's talk about the discourse, the issue.
The issue, the big issue at hand.
Yes.
We can have a counter for this one. The F word counter.
I don't know. Have you counted it? I don't know if you want to.
I've not counted it. The word on the street is there's about 10 times.
It's a lot. It's a lot of F-bombs. It's a lot.
And we're not talking about fuck.
No, it's a lot. And it's jarring. I think it's intentionally jarring, right? And offensive and brash, right? But it's still a conversation being had of should he be allowed to say that even within the context of the song, right? Because it wasn't used hatefully or against someone, right? But even within the context of the song, is the use of the slur okay? I'm getting a lot of mixed reviews from the homies. Not a lot. My friends that are straight passing. You know what I mean when I say straight passing?
I have no idea.
So, like our friends in the chat, right?
Uh-huh.
A lot of them identify as what they identify as, right? But the reason I can say the reason you would say like straight passing, right, is because they've never dated, right? A man, right? They've never done anything in the romantic realm with another man, right? But they like the idea of penis, right? Right? Yeah. But if it ever came down to it, they could always fall back and be like, what? You know? That thing. I think it's a weird kind of gray area too, right? Because you can identify as whatever you like, right? Whatever you want to, right? And that's what I think you should do. Whatever you feel like, be that, right? Doesn't matter. You don't have to fucking prove it, right? In my mind. A lot of, from them, the sentiment is that's wild, right? But not necessarily of being offended. They're not necessarily offended by him using the word, right? But they're like, yo, that's crazy. That was a bold stance, bro.
Yeah.
That's a bold choice that you made.
That was not just once. That was 10 times.
That was a lot of time.
That was a lot of times.
That was weird.
You chose.
Right? So it's crazy, man. So I'm seeing a lot of sentiment from a lot of people that's like, I probably wouldn't have done that, but like they're not necessarily offended by it. And
like, I see the vision.
They're separating the use of the slur from the message of the song, right? And then I'm getting other people that are like, that's never okay under any circumstance, right? I don't care if you're reading To Kill a Mockingbird, bro. You better not say that shit, bro. Right?
didn't he even say in the song, he's like, yo, it's very hypocritical of you because he even brings it up in the song the time he brought up a fan for one of his songs, and she said the N-word. Yeah. And he got really mad about that. And then hold on, we're back.
Alrighty, what were we saying? Oh, so a lot of the discourse I'm saying is like it's some people were like, the message of the song is great and they weren't offended by the use of the word. Some people are using the word is never okay. It's never a right circumstance. There's never a place for it.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on around. Yeah. Auntie Diaries, right?
There's that huge. Do we weigh in on that? No.
I don't think we're the people to do it.
No. We're gonna let that one ride.
We are both. Well, I don't know. What do you identify as?
Me?
Yeah.
Do what I want.
There we go. Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Let's go.
Do what I want.
I identify as a straight male.
Mhm.
Okay. So what, bruh? Right? Come at me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm straight. Right?
Yeah, I'm straight.
Yeah,
bruh.
I'm straight,
Bruh.
bruh. Yeah. Yeah, that's a woman with a penis. Yes, I do like that stuff too.
Let's
Bruh.
go.
But that's a woman with a penis.
Mm.
That's the distinction. Fuck with that stuff.
I like
that-
the boobies and the stick.
that lady got the cannon on her, bro. Fuck with
They
that,
got
bro.
the can.
Fuck with that stuff, right? So I don't know if we're the ones that really weigh in on it, but it's interesting to see. We'll see how it shakes out.
Yeah, like I said,
I don't know if he should do that one live.
So yeah, same argument. Same argument as okay. The family member, I think, approached him saying it's very hypocritical of you to get mad at that white fan saying the N-word when you brought her up at that song, and then you go around just saying this word as well.
Yeah, that's
You know,
facts.
That's the same thing.
And he brings that up on the song, so
Yeah.
I mean that's it's one of those. A lot of this song feels like vulnerability, like and in his case on a massive scale, because you're putting this out to the world. Like you're one of the biggest rappers ever, so like you're putting this out to the entire world. I don't know, man. That's tough.
And then this transitions.
What's after this one?
Mother I spoke. Mother I sober.
Oh yeah, we talk about sexual assault within the black community, right?
He was sexually assaulted, wasn't he?
I think he says that he wasn't.
He says he wasn't, but no one ever believed him.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think he said that he wasn't, but nobody believed him. And when he it made him feel weird about it, right? Because it's like, I guess if you're a kid and you're saying no, and everybody's telling you the yes, that this fuck you up, right? And he's saying that he said he spoke to his mother about it later, and that she was sexually assaulted. So the reason she was telling him yes, when he was saying no, is because it happened to her, and she was worried that he was lying about it because she remembered lying about it. It's deep, dude. And that's another fucking thing in a fucking black family, bro. I don't know if you have a similar experience in your family, but I know it's always that one is a joke. Black people use jokes a lot in things that really aren't funny. But it makes us so fucking funny, bro. It's like, damn, dude, you get some of the greatest comedians ever. But like, yo, it's not funny, man.
It's like, damn, Chris Rock, you can talk about your trauma.
You know? But that's what we do. We make jokes about it. We laugh about it, right?
Yeah.
There's always that one weird guy, right? Either a family friend or like an uncle or something. Or even sometimes I'll tell you, you ever, I don't know if you've ever had this experience. You have a big cookout, right? You got that one uncle, right? Maybe it doesn't go as far as, keep the kids away from Uncle so-and-so, right? But you got that one uncle that's just thirsting over his niece. like, yo, that's your family, or like your or like a third cousin, a second cousin, right? And she's definitely underage, Unc. Like, what are you doing, right?
I've never noticed it myself.
Like, that's a thing that happens. And niggas just make jokes, you crazy, right? But no, nigga, that nigga's weird. That nigga's weird. He's here all the time. You just let him. But my cousin going to hell for eating some box, bro. That's what's up.
I'm trying to quickly.
It's nutritious.
I'm trying to quickly go through the lyrics of the song, and it's just like a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Yeah.
And then I guess at the end, let's see. At the end, I guess he speaks about breaking that generational curse. I finally going to therapy and understanding himself so he doesn't push down to his children.
Exactly. It's good, man. What else is there to say?
And then the last song is just a banger.
I don't even remember.
Oh, brother.
No, you just talk about it because I don't have to hear it.
The last, okay, no, I just fucked with it rhythmically.
Oh, you just fuck with the way it sounds.
Yeah, it's just like ooh. Again, I fucked with the jazz. I fuck with the jazzy orchestral shit. You know, the violins in the background, like all the strings.
Yeah,
I fuck with it.
Right.
Ooh, it's my shit. But yeah, I have nothing really more to speak on that.
I mean, the end of the album ties it up in a little bow, man. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. It's like it goes, "I choose me. I'm sorry."
Yeah. So
I guess that's him going to like everyone else as like, "I'm choosing myself."
and he's also been held. That's what we should have probably talked about Savior a little bit. Like as a like black celebrities, like you're put up on this pedestal and like you have to represent the entire race. Go.
And he's like,
and especially Kendrick, he's one that's put himself in a position, right? He's placed that upon himself already, right? Like, I'm gonna be this activist, I'm gonna speak out against this, that, and the third, right? And I think after a while he realized, like, oh, I can't fucking,
I'm not that guy
I can't save everybody
by myself.
It's a dummy mission, bro.
Yeah.
So
It is stupid of me to try and represent the entire black community.
exactly. That's how you end up doing that black Israelite shit, talking about, yeah, man, the Jewish space lasers, man.
Is that Dr. Umar?
No, that's fucking Nick Cannon, man. But he's apologized for that stuff.
I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that
Well,
apology.
Well, I don't know, man, but he did apologize. That's like it happened.
Okay.
All right. I guess we could touch on a little bit like some of the things that were happening musically very briefly.
Yeah.
Neither of us are musicians, but I was talking to one of our friends.
An official teacher musician? Musician?
Yeah. She was saying that she liked all the subgenres of music that he played with on this album, which I think is something that doesn't get talked about enough with Kendrick Lamar. Me and her were talking about this. She was saying that she enjoyed the way that he played with these different sounds, right, and really stepped outside of himself on this album, right. But it still sounded authentic to him, right. Like how he had some of the trap sounds, he had the jazzy sounds, he had the lyrical miracle sounds, right, and how all that came together. He showed you a lot of different variations of himself musically, right, which in what she said is, in her opinion, is very hard to do and very hard to do well, right. And I was saying to her in response to that, I was saying, yeah, I mean, there's something that doesn't get spoken enough about with Kendrick Lamar because everybody's always so wrapped up in content. Because content is a huge part of his music. Like, you can't ignore the content.
The storytelling.
Yeah, like, it's a huge part of his music. But what people don't talk about is the way he's willing to challenge himself musically and try different sounds, do different things, right? He does, like, again, to compare, like, you're not going to get a lot of that with Drake. Drake knows what works, he knows what he does well, and he does it.
He's got a formula.
Yeah, like, he'll play with accents and stuff, but sonically, mostly, he's going to do what he knows works, right? Which is not a knock. Do what you do and do what you do well, right? What we have here with Kendrick Lamar is a willingness to step outside the box, and we've seen that throughout his career, right? You have Section 80, right, which doesn't sound anything, well, kind of sounds similar to Good Kid, Mad City, right? But then after the Good Kid, Mad City, when he's really fully on the scene and he's at the height, he's at a peak in his career, he changes things completely, right, with The Pimp a Butterfly, which sounds nothing like Good Kid, Mad City, which then sounds nothing like Damn, right? And this album,
This sounds a bit more like To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah, you have a bit more. This one doesn't feel like he tried to do something completely different the entire time. It sounds like more of an amalgamation of all the progress he's made up to this point. You get a little bit of everything Kendrick has to offer on this album. So I think sonically that's a real cool thing about this album that I enjoyed, beyond just all the content on it.
Now it's the big question.
What's up?
Kendrick Lamar in top 5 or nah, bro? Come on.
Like rappers, or you mean saying is this album like good?
Rappers?
Well, duh.
Cool.
It's either one or two.
No, because I just remember seeing that fucking the clip of Academics being my top 5 is Drake, and Drake. That's 6 people. That's 6.
Yeah, but he's saying his top 5 favorites, right?
Yeah.
If we're talking about top 5 favorites, if you wanted to roll that out real quick.
Drake.
If you want to talk about top lists, that's so 2019. But if you wanted to do that,
Drake,
right? Kendrick Lamar he doesn't have to be there, right? It's everybody's preference. But for me, he's in there. He's up there either 1 or 2. I go back and forth between him and Aubrey, honestly, because Drake is so prolific. That's another difference between the two of them, right? Kendrick Lamar, this album took 5 years to come out. But the thing that we're talking about with him playing around with so many sounds and it being so well thought out and well executed, right? You don't get that if this album took a year to come out. Right?
Unless you're on crack.
Yeah, even like you'd have to be a fucking crazy person for it to be done this well in such a short amount of time. You have to be fucking ridiculous, right? But that's the payoff for this album took 5 years to come out. You get a finished, well thought out body of work.
Technically 3 years.
I guess because he said in 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years I had writer's block. I really wasn't doing shit.
Yeah, if that's to be believed in. Yeah, 3 years. But still, right? That's what you get, right? But then Drake is so prolific. Every 3 months, bro, this nigga is on a song that is #1 in the country, bro.
My thing is people would compare people like Drake and Future to Kendrick as like top #1 rapper who's better, and to me it's not a fair comparison at all because they play two different things.
Right. I would say Future is not a fair comparison. I would say Drake is a more fair comparison.
I would say not even Drake, right?
I don't see. That's
because they don't play to the same audiences. They go for two completely different things. They're both rapping and they both make make like rap music. But that's sort of where it ends. Where Drake, for the most part, is releasing a commercial product and making it sound nice, making it sound good, but he's releasing a commercial product, right? Kendrick Lamar takes a lot longer with his work. It's a lot more thought out, and he's being a lot more artsy with it.
My pushback on that, the reason why I think it's a fair comparison to use Drake and Kendrick is because, and this goes into another history lesson, right? These two, right, have their careers have been running kind of at a parallel, right? Like as they were both coming up at the same time, right? They're in the same class of rappers, right? And that they've been steadily building, right? You also there's times where J. Cole was in that mix as well. There's times where Big Sean was in that mix as well, right? With these guys.
But it's always Drake and Kendrick.
But Drake and Kendrick are the two constants, right? The reason that I think it's fair to compare them is because I think what you're doing is you're playing down Drake's role in hip hop a little bit. The reason I say that because yes, Drake has many faces, right? A Drake album is always going to be different than a Kendrick album because Kendrick, you're right, they're playing to separate audiences, right? But Kendrick is playing solely to like that conscious, like artsy, artful, solid black audience, right? That's who he's playing to. Drake has to play to like 5 different audiences. Like he is so big, his audience is so big, it's so many different wafts of people, right? Those artsy hoes that is listening to Kendrick Lamar, like, oh, this is so deep. You bet your ass they're listening to Drake too. You think Drake is getting on this song with Bad Bunny rapping in Spanish because he fucking wants to, man? Nah, nigga. That's another demographic, bro. You think he's singing these fucking pop songs, right, to these white girls, right? You think he's doing that because he loves it? Maybe. But you know why he's also doing it? That's another demographic he plays to. There's a reason why Drake sells like 400,000 albums first week. His audience is so massive. It's like Future, right, is rapping to a particular audience, right? Drake can also go into that lane and rap to Future's audience and have success.
And you also had a feature on Future's album.
Well, yeah, they work together all the time.
Yeah.
They've done a whole album together, right? Drake can then go from doing that song with Future to going, he just casually, I'm going to go do a song with fucking Jack Harlow, right? Right? And step into that, whatever that is, the white girls, mostly. White girls that like rap music, mostly, right? And fuck it up in there, right? then go, all right, well, I think today I'm going to go talk to the fucking backpackers. I'm going to talk to the niggas that like, yo, like, did you hear when he said flippity dippity instead of slippity dippity, bro? That shit was crazy. Drake's like, I'm going to go talk to them niggas real quick and have success in that field, right? Just rap nerd shit, right? Then he can say, you know what I'm going to do, man? I'm going to go talk to the fucking UK drill niggas. Why not? I'm going to talk to the Brooklyn drill niggas.
Has he had any success breaking into the artsy sphere that Kendrick has enjoyed, though?
I think there's a lot more crossover than you would think. Because the people that are like, yo, fucking the civil rights movement, the Atlantic slave trade niggas, them niggas are not always going to be on that timing. Sometimes girls want girls where they're from, dude. And they gotta.
She says she a lesbian girl. Me too.
Exactly. Sometimes that's what time it is, bro. It really depends on like the rap fan is also a diverse fan. You don't have to be one. You don't have to pick a side, right? Like I like Drake, right? The songs that I like from Drake, like my favorite Drake songs, are the ones where there's no hook. The beat is looped. 40 looped this beat, and this nigga rap for 5 minutes straight. Just bars, nigga. Setups, punchlines. Set them up, knock them down.
If we're keeping track, that is the third 24-pack of Corona.
They are lit up there. Right?
Yeah, they are fucking on fire.
Right? So I think comparing them is fair, but I also do have to recognize that they're vastly different, right? Yeah. Their styles, the way that they do things is vastly different. But I think the reason you compare them is Drake is this colossus, right? Successfully speaking, right? He's this colossus. He has he speaks to a multitude of people, so crazy, so diverse. But every Drake album has to play to that now. Like you need the R&B. The R&B has to be there because there's a big demographic that wants it. The rap, I'm telling you, if there's niggas that are really, really, really listening to Drake, right? They know what I'm talking about when I say 40 loop the beat for 5 minutes and the nigga just went. They know what that song means. Songs come to mind. Right? When I say that has to be there. You can't not have that because then the backpackers are going to be mad. The backpackers that have been following you since 2010 are going to be mad, right? When you was talking about you was a student of the game, right? All this shit, you better fucking appease the masses, nigga. And you know what that means, nigga? One of these songs better have a fucking accent on it. One of these better be dance hall infused or I'm going to get mad too, right? One of these better be a fucking girl record or we going to get mad too.
So in that way, Drake is restricted.
Yes.
He's limited by what he can do. Because he has to do everything.
Exactly. Drake can't make this album. Right? You can argue that he wouldn't be able to even if he tried, right? Which fine, right? Because this is Kendrick Lamar. Only Kendrick Lamar can give you Kendrick Lamar. But Drake can't make this style of album, right? Or he alienates 80% of his fan base. There's multiple sectors of his fan base that like, there's that white girl that I listen to Drake because he sings. He made that song that he was singing and I liked it. Yeah. There's that subsector that I listen to Drake for bars, nigga, right? They're all there. They're all valid, right? Yeah. Kendrick Lamar doesn't have that issue. For some reason, white people really like black plight. So they are on board and you know what you're going to get, all right?
Kendrick has become a master of his niche.
Yes. Drake is a jack of all trades.
And he's a jack of a lot of trades.
Yes.
Which is why he's so popular.
Yes.
Which is probably would you say Drake number one all time?
As in terms of most popular rapper ever?
Influential.
Influential, I don't know. That has to be yet to be seen. Because we have, for one, the nigga's had rapping a vice grip for the last 10 years. So we have to see what comes next, right? To say influential, like I would say Kanye is the most influential right now. Like everybody that's around right now is Kanye influenced pretty much, right? You can make that argument, right? But I would say Drake is definitely the most popular rapper who's ever lived. Like nobody's close. You niggas is not selling Drake numbers. Some of you may come close, like your Kanye's, your Kendrick's, your J. Cole's, right? But you niggas are not Drizzy, bro. You niggas are not selling this nigga's numbers. This nigga's selling Taylor Swift numbers.
This man is a pop star.
That man is a pop star. And then, now, mind you, Kanye and Kendrick are pop stars as well, right? They are popular, right? Because rap is pop music right now, right? But Drake is the definition of a pop star. and he's the biggest rapper who's ever done it.
You know what we need?
What?
We need Nickelback to come back in this shit and shake up the whole scene, bro.
We need garbage. We need garbage rock to come back and be pop music again.
Absolutely. I'm tired of listening to the same 5 songs at Home Depot. Nickelback needs to come back. Release 2 more songs.
That's what I'm saying, dude. We gotta get our nickel back.
Nickelback.
So yeah, I think that's why you compare. I think that's why you compare them. Now, Future, I agree with you. Future's just over there.
Puffin on Duties is not.
Yeah, but he's not that big. I don't think anybody would say Future is as big as Kendrick or Drake. Maybe people in Atlanta.
Future is broken into the pop scene, I feel.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's not at the level of Drake, obviously.
Nobody is.
But I would say people do wait on Future's album releases. They do.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
Like
he's solidified. Like he's one of the greats. But like what I'm saying is like I don't think he's in that discussion. I think I think J. Cole sometimes gets thrown into that discussion, but I don't even know if he's there anymore. I don't know if it's gotten bigger than him yet. But I think
J. Cole released anything?
See, exactly. He put out an album last year.
I don't listen to it. I'm also not a J. Cole fan.
That's true. But you're gonna know if a Drake album came out.
Yeah. Oh well, I won't. You will.
No, you will.
I will.
You knew about it.
Did I? CLB?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because that was a whole big thing, big feud.
It's gonna be a big thing anyway. Huh? But that was really big. It doesn't matter. You're getting off track here.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else we want to talk about?
Oh fuck, man. I don't know. What happened this week?
Fuck nothing.
What happened these past 2 weeks?
Fuck nothing.
I fell down the stairs, so that's nice.
Oh yeah, you said.
The reason I've been out of work is uploading episodes to YouTube. By the way, I'm going through that process, so I'm on like episode 18 right now.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
What's the name of the YouTube channel?
If you're here at minute 20 of hour 2.
What's the name of the channel? It's just Not So Pop Podcast.
Not So Pop Podcast.
All right.
Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah. I'll probably upload this thing the minute it like finishes fucking rendering. But yeah.
All right.
What the fuck was I saying? Oh, in the process of uploading everything.
You said you fell down the stairs.
I fell down the stairs. Oh yeah, and that's why I've been able to do this shit. I fell down the stairs and it fucking hurts to walk now. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go. I'm on 2 different painkillers. They're both like over the counters, but it doesn't matter.
Let's go, dude. We gotta get you some Xannies.
Xanny.
Xanny party.
I'm puffing on Zooties, bro. See, we make fun of the song, but we keep on saying it.
We're gonna like it and haven't even heard it yet.
Yeah. It's a stupid song.
Oh man.
I listened to it once. I didn't even listen to it. I listened to like 10 seconds of it. I was like, this is not for me.
I will say to wrap all this up, to get the fuck up out of here, I will say this times like this reminds me why I love this rap shit, man. Oh boy, it's been a long time since I've been excited about an album release. I've gotten so worked up. Oh man.
This shit is good. This shit is fire. This is the shit. This is the shit we like.
This is the shit I love.
This is the conversation starter. We also have not used that camera in the slightest.
No, not at all. This is why I've made this shit a part of my personality right here. This right here. That good old rap stuff.
That good shit. Oh, we might take some pictures of that, so maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, email us at notsopoppod@gmail.com. That's notsopoppod@gmail.com. Send us your dick pics. We're waiting them live on air. Or some shit. You know we got more German fans?
Again?
I've been looking at the fucking thing. I'm going to send this like ever so slightly, but I was looking at the thing of the fucking, there was like 7 views in Europe. All over the place.
Let's go.
And Germany specifically.
Let's go.
So apparently German dude out here fucking putting in the legwork.
German dude putting his friends on,
yo,
dude.
Bro.
That's why I fuck with you, bro.
Yo, bro, we're doing the reverse of fucking American pop star where they fucking become big in the U.S. and then they fucking fall off and they become big in Europe.
Yeah.
We're big in Europe.
Yeah, let's go, dude.
Fuck
all
yeah.
7 niggas.
We're the reverse David Hasselhoff.
Let's fucking go, boy.
Get this out.
Yeah, fuck out of here, man.
Bye.